Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Oh, hi. Hello. Oh, hi, Mark. I think we do that joke every single time.
I love it so much. I got to tell you. So I don't know if you've seen The Room. I thought it was
Of course
hilarious.
I have.
Have you seen The Disaster Artist?
Yes.
Oh, God, that's great too. Oh, my God. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Lorebeards 40K. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build a Rogue Trader retinue and the Rogue Trader himself.
Themself.
True. Yes, that's right. They could be, doesn't have to be a man to be a Rogue Trader.
Yeah. Could be anything. Even a robot.
Well, that's very unlikely.
Okay,
Human
sorry.
is a requirement, but
They can go all the way down to a brain in a jar.
true. As long as it's human brain in a jar.
Yes, human brain in a jar. It's totally fine. I
We should all,
wonder if 40K has a limitation on how little of a human has to be left before they're deemed a machine.
well, okay, we will get into that when we talk about the Mechanicus because
Right?
there's some fascinating stuff there about uploading consciousness to the new sphere, and like that is sort of their ultimate goal, but that's for another time.
All right, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, it's fascinating to talk about the Mechanicus and how they replace their flesh typically as much as possible.
I
But
mean, I get it. Like, I hate getting older and my joints hurting. I would love to get like horrific implants that will definitely hurt all of my body in the history forever for the next 1,000 years.
so there's a comment that's a great question for you, Alexis. I would like you to check this one out. Skitari Boy asks, "Are we going to be able to super chat to add to a retinue we are making in this episode?"
Yeah, of course. Like,
So
if
how?
you want a second character, ooh, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, but we can do it. But it is gonna, because it's a large commitment, because we have to get the character, add them, talk about the lore, talk about what they are, talk about all of the stuff to them. It is gonna be a $20 donation to add a retinue member and have you give us a slight little bit and then have us go crazy with it. So like, oh, I want to add a recruit to this war band. Well, cool. Okay. So that means that this rogue trader is likes the recruit. Now we need to know what that recruit is, what the recruit does, what that recruit brings to the table for the rogue trader themselves, what they add to the party, what they take away from the party, because you got to remember adding a Xenos makes you a little bit more radical, and as you fly more deeper into the Imperium, you get some stricter eyes on you. But as you fly out of the Imperium, I don't care as much.
Skitari Boy says, "How much for adding one?" Then
It's going to be USD $20 just to
okay.
add a single member. And
there's
you
there
can give us a bit of a lore blurb and then have fun with it.
there's some really interesting lore about how powerful rogue traders are because the warrant of trade does come directly either from the Emperor or from the High Lords of Terra, depending on which era of 40K we're in. And it grants them a very wide latitude. The closest equivalent I can give is that a rogue trader basically has the same amount of political sway as a Space Marine chapter master or a sector commander, which is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Now, that doesn't mean they're immune. Remember, the Imperium is a place where might makes right. So if you are a sufficiently strong Inquisitor, Ecclesiarch, or other, like, Imperial Guard general, those kinds of things, you can arrange a terrible but tragic accident for the rogue trader, his retinue, and that annoying alien that you thought shouldn't be there. So it just depends on whether you're able to weather the reprisals of the dynasty or not.
Rogue traders are honestly one of my favorite things to add into any 40K campaign if you are doing an RPG. Even if you're doing like a Dark Heresy game, having a rogue trader there is super fun because they add an element of like piracy, an element of like, how to put it, like rogue traders are just so pompous that they light up a room when they're there. But because all the attention is on them, if you're playing Dark Heresy and you need to slip around, sneak around, do something, well, having a rogue trader just present themselves is a great way of doing that.
Oh my gosh. So we should really start off by defining what a rogue trader is.
Well, it's the original edition of Warhammer 40K.
I mean, that is technically correct, which is the best kind of
correct.
But truthfully, rogue traders are merchant princes. They are explorers. They are exploiters. They are sometimes pirates. But basically, they are a combination of all these things. Explorers, conquistadors, merchants. But they're at least at first, they are imperial servants. They have what's called a warrant of trade, which is a very special writ given to them by the emperor or the Lords of Terra, depending on when it was issued, that grants them unprecedented latitude. And with this warrant of trade, they have the right and the authority to go beyond the borders of the Imperium, find new worlds, new civilizations, and exploit them ruthlessly in the name of the Imperium.
They could also set up pseudo governments. They could set up trade networks. They can set up like defensive networks. They have almost unlimited authority outside of the Imperium.
Even within the Imperium, they have a great deal of strength, just because that warrant of trade grants us so much latitude, and the fact that they typically have at least one, if not multiple, void ships bristling with armaments.
And these armaments can be extremely rare armaments. Like, you could talk about things like flicker shields on a Imperial vessel, which make the thing invisible. They could put sails from Eldari vessels on their ship, though they are seen as don't do that if you come back to the Imperium. But outside the Imperium, no one really cares. They could look and find a Blackstone Fortress if they really wanted to. In fact, there's a whole book about it called Blackstone Fortress.
That's true. Fun fact, Gilliman actually created or called a conclave of rogue traders to Terra. This is the first time in history that such a large gathering of rogue traders all came together in one place, and he bid them to journey beyond the Imperium to find new worlds to live on, because the Great Rift and the Plague War had so damaged Ultramar and so damaged the worlds of the Imperium Nihilus that the Imperium will need more worlds to survive.
Exterminate.
Survive. That's the word I like to use, survive. Rogue traders, of course, date back to the very earliest days of the Great Crusade. And fun fact, the first rogue traders were all powerful, influential enemies of the Emperor that were vanquished during the Unification Wars. And the Emperor was like, okay, you can either serve me or die. And the ones who said, okay, we will serve you, he's like, cool, take this ship, go find places for us to settle, and do not ever return to Terra. That was the mandate.
Take this, fuck off.
Basically, yes. He's like, your villainy will be useful in expanding my domain.
Hey, you see those worlds that I don't care about yet? Yeah, you guys could take them, whatever.
Well, go find me worlds that I will care about, was kind of like the mandate. But yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, rogue traders are neat characters.
Oh, wow. We just got a really large super chat from Skatari Boy.
Oh, we should probably take time to read some of these super chats.
Alrighty, let's read some of them. As a rogue trader, who will be interested in seeing this potential rivalry?
Ricky Chapman, 3377. He is a role-playing gamer, and I believe his character is a rogue trader. We've seen his miniatures on the channel before. And I think that's what he's referring to, is that he's seeing the potential rivals for his own character, which would be really, really interesting. So thank you for that, Ricky Chapman.
I do love that rogue traders can always have these like feuds between each other, but at the end of the day, they're still Imperial servants, so they will do the right thing and make as much profit as possible.
Not always.
I know. That's the best part. But no matter what, they always look for the most important thing: profit.
Well, some rogue traders do have more ideological goals, but profit is always part of that. True.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grim Isaacs, sir, thank you for your support today. Really appreciate it. Oh, God, how do I pronounce this? Ireliot? I think Ireliot is pronounced. This is the the Eldar Ranger from the Rogue Trader role-playing game.
I love her so much.
He says Irelia so she can escape getting killed by Hive Mind Pascal. I think Pascal is the explorator in the Rogue Trader game. So this is interesting. It's relating to the Owlcat Rogue Trader, which I will be streaming in the future.
It is such a good game. I absolutely love it. I accidentally got the worst ending.
We had a community poll for what game I would be streaming on the Lorebeards Twitch channel, and the answer is Rogue Trader by 1 vote. So it's too late. You can't change it now. I know some of you are thinking about it, but it's too late. It is in fact Rogue Trader that I will be doing.
Yeah. Now this is a $20 donation for adding a character to our Rogue Trader entourage.
Oh, is that what this is? Okay.
Yes.
Aha. Okay.
So that they could escape. So now we have an Eldar who has escaped from another Rogue Trader to join us. So that's risky. So you'll go ahead and add that. I'll grab the next super chat. Got it from Brock 6000.
Can I
totally?
I'm sorry. Can I drop your
Yeah. Go. Oh, I think you could just add another one.
Okay, let me try that.
Yeah. Does it work? Are we professionals?
Yep, it does work. You're right.
Oh my God, we're the best people ever.
Okay. And this is really small, so let me see if I can mess around with it a little bit and make it embiggen it so y'all can read.
Doth what she proclaim.
Oh, I see what you did there. Nice. Nice.
I may be dumb. That's the end of the statement.
So Ireliot has been added. I actually misspelled her name, unfortunately. Ireliot. I think that's correct. If it's not, somebody correct me, but that's what I think it's how it's spelled.
Also, I think you should have been able to romance them. GW is a coward and a fool. I would have slept with the Eldar.
Wow, that's bold words. Brock 6000, thank you for supporting us, sir. Totally random question. What do Space Marines wear casually? In the early Horus Heresy novels, they referenced wearing plain robes, or are they in armor all the time? Okay, this is, you know what I'm going to say, Alexis?
It depends. So, can I go off on Space Wolves really quickly?
Go right ahead.
So, as a Viking reenactor who is now in an actual commercial, I was filmed for a commercial, which is awesome. Sorry, I wanted to brag about that a little bit. That
is super cool.
It was really cool because I was doing some fighting and everything, and I had a camera right here, and they're just like, look as angry as possible. And I'm like, all right.
You'll need to put a link to this somewhere so we can watch it.
Yes, once it's up and ready and everything, I definitely will. But they would wear like clothing similar to the 950s to the 1150s, which is wool pants, leg wraps, and possibly like, because they're Space Marines and because it's fake Vikings, they probably had furs that they wore and leathers, even though there is no evidence to show that we had leather clothing in the Viking era. Nor did people wear furs because that was seen as like a blanket and it was like pajamas. But for most other Space Marines, it is just a robe. Like they pretty much just wear robes.
I think that's accurate by and large. That robes are very common for Space Marines to wear because it's nice to wear something that isn't power armor all the time. There are chapters that do wear power armor most of the time. Black Templars, I'm looking at you. But there are Angels. Yeah, Dark Angels too.
They put their robe on their power armor.
That's right. They wear robes and power armor at the same time because Dark Angels are efficient, baby. Yeah, there's a lot of different chapters that prioritize wearing different things, but robes is a pretty good guess.
I could see something like the Salamanders wearing some type of traditional like mid-African like aesthetic. That could be really cool, but GW has never committed to the idea of them being Africans. Like but they're okay with the Mongols.
Yeah, it's a little strange and unfortunate that they don't have quite as strong an African vibe as they used to.
Yeah, I want them to. Like they look really cool as that. Like
agreed.
But yeah, robes. Next one we got is
It's a Qatari boy. Oh, that's a big one. Thank you, sir. Retinue member, Skitari that likes grabbing Surfle skulls from the sky to give them little kisses by booping it with their masks. This is what I would do if I played in a tabletop role-playing game.
Okay, so hear me out. We now have to try to make this make sense. So this particular Skitari has a lot of servo skulls that follow them. So they're probably like a hang on, I have the book. Behold, it is a book, and look at all those tabs. This is how you know this book is well used. Anyway, they're probably a scholar then, instead of like,
well,
or an explorator.
He says Skitari specifically, so we need to.
Yeah, but a Skitari could also be an explorator.
No, they're totally separate classes. Skitari are not tech priests. Tech priests are not Skitari. Explorator is a kind of tech priest.
Yeah, that's true enough.
So he has to. If you would like to select a kind of Skitari, though, that would be cool.
It could be one of those old heresy ones, the Skitari Striders.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
those things are super cool. Or the Pilgrims.
I think we want it to be able to fit on the bridge of our ship. So,
well, so have you seen the new Heresy era Skitari? They are slightly taller than regular Skitari.
Okay, well, what if you would like to go find a type of Skitari, I will go to the next super chat and we'll.
Yeah, no. We'll just go to the next one. Skitari boy, if you want, just shoot me a message on the Discord with an image that you want, and
there you go.
We can talk about it.
That's an even better answer. We'll have Skitari boy find that because he knows what he likes.
Exactly.
Ricky Chapman, you're back, sir. Welcome. Our retinue has a few Xenos, a Galg, a Lacrimole, 2 Incubi. You're going to say something, Alexis? Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just commenting on the lots of pets.
And a lot of pets, including a squig shark named Gnaw. This sounds like a hell of a retinue.
If I know anything about any type of role-playing game in any history of everything forever, if there is not a class that can get 1 million animals, the game system sucks. I don't care what system it is. If I can't have a pet at all, bad system.
I like pets too. Zero Daimu, thank you for your support, sir. Retinue member, Blood Axe or Freebooter Orc mercenary who is oddly
continue.
Who is oddly philosophical by orc standards and thus capable of both of being an ally and debating how the orc way of life makes more sense than the human one.
So what you're saying is he actually has the thinking cap. Which is an actual piece of war gear the orcs used to own back in 7th edition and earlier.
So what are we thinking? Blood Axe or Freebooter? I think Freebooter's kind of...
It's got to be a Freebooter.
Yeah, I think you're right. Space Pirate Orc is a Freebooter.
Yep.
We will... Zero Daimu, if you want to come up with a name for this guy, post it in the chat. That'd be really cool.
But we got to call him the Orc Philosopher.
Right. Orc Philosopher. Let's just put that in parentheses, exclamation, or we'll put that in parentheses, not quotation marks. I can speak English, I promise you.
It's the orc. It's already infecting you.
Wog! Oi! Where's me English? He's an ally. Yeah, so Orc Philosopher. We'll just leave it at that. Okie doke. Is Biofoot 7874. Oh my God, I can't believe he's not talking about Fishmen. A love child of Gelt and Skrulk should be on side. So Biofoot, we love you having you around. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of you, but it's amusing how often Fishmen come up and it's you. So that's the reason I bring it up. But yeah, love child of Gelt and Skrulk. Wow. I think Sotek's head is spinning somewhere. That Super Orlok, hey, thank you for your support, sir. A Venenum assassin. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Who is sold to the rogue trader from their temple in exchange for first dibs on any exotic chemicals they may find. That's a great lore piece, actually.
I love the Venom assassins.
The assassin has a special talent in chemicals that cause hemophilia. Yeah, bleeding. So why don't you tell the folks what the Venenum assassins are while I write this up? So
the assassins come from 6 different households of assassins that all specialize in a very particular thing. There's the cyberpunk assassin. They're basically a net runner. I wish I was kidding. There's the sniper, There's the I'm going to go absolutely crazy on drugs and run directly at you and murder everything in my path assassin. That's the one that uses hard stealth. There's the Calidus assassin who takes the actual stealth approach. She's a shapeshifter. Typically, they're depicted as women. There's nothing saying that they can't be men or non-binary. I mean, if you're a shapeshifter, it pretty heavily leans on non-binary at that point. But most of their models have been women throughout the years.
There is some old, obscure lore pointing to members of their temple that were males that were that died out or are just no longer around or just extremely rare. And I'm kind of curious. That's one of those things I'd love to dive into more is like, why are Calidus assassins all female or at least have a female appearance? And I mean, it's interesting.
Do you want to hear my wild take on that?
Sure.
It's because women have a higher pain tolerance.
That's true.
So they could take that, and the hormonal mixtures of, turning into another creature is something that, women deal with a lot more than men do.
That's an interesting viewpoint.
Don't take that out of context. I just realized what I said. I just said that women are, never mind.
Suffice to say, it's an interesting idea, and I'd like to explore that in the lore to find out why that is. So Venenum assassins, of course, they specialize in poisons, and that's why Super Warlock is bringing this up.
They're so goddamn cool. There's a story about an assassin, a Venenum assassin, going after somebody, and they poisoned like certain things in the house, like really obviously. And the noble in that house was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna get me," and she put a glove on. And in the glove was a tiny pin that just pricked her skin and killed her. It was amazing. It's a short story. It was absolutely crazy. I love this type of assassin. A poison assassin is crazy.
They are cool. Grim Isaac is back. My run, Uriel got killed by Pascal after her lover rogue trader died, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Grim Isaac. It's just what it looks like to me, and I'm old, so I may be out of touch, but that's what I think it says. And he's talking about his run playing Rogue Trader, the computer game, the Alcat game. All right, cool. Thank you, Grim Isaac. And I am looking forward to my playthrough. Dowie Forever. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Dowie.
Happy birthday.
And cheers to Lorebeards. Cheers to you, Sue. Yes, sadly, most chapters are very Eurocentric, especially Western Europe. Let's hope for other cultures to be repped in all factions. Agreed.
Or at least some of the lesser known Eurocentric like things. Like I want more Celts.
Hey, I already made some Scottish Samurai Space Marines, so there you go.
Yeah, and Aaron Dinsky Bowden gave me the Tome Keepers, which are just Celts. So I'm happy, but
AMTD 121 says, thank you for your support, sir. Retinue member, Ogren, who really loves animals and is constantly trying to adopt new pets and bring them on board the ship, no matter how dangerous they are to normal humans. Oh, this sounds great. I would love him and squeeze him and call him George.
The best part is an Ogren is not out of place on a spaceship.
No, not at all.
Like they would routinely hire Ogren instead of hiring Sentinels at times because the Ogren are easier to handle at times. Also, the Ogrens make excellent bodyguards considering one Ogren can rip apart a Space Marine. Assuming the Space Marine, doesn't shoot him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's really a rock, paper, scissors with that one.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, even Ogren, as strong as they are not that much stronger than a Space Marine in power armor. They are stronger.
Oh, yeah.
But not like it's not noticeably. It's noticeably stronger, but it's not immensely stronger. If that's what I'm trying to get across.
Yep. But I mean, hey, I will take a gigantic muscle-bound Ogren to be my bodyguard. That'd be amazing.
I don't know. You remember, he is gigantic. He is muscle-bound, but he's also an idiot.
Yeah, but that's fine if you're nice to him.
I mean, I guess, but I would prefer a smart bodyguard. Just saying.
See, I would surround myself with Ogrens. In case I ever got hurt, I would just be like, that person was mean to me, and they would just run. Where a smart bodyguard would be like, oh, let's try to solve this diplomatically. My Ogre would just be like, Two different play styles, as you
Right.
can see.
Oh, I want to go back just for a second. Insert Corey there says, give the Ogren power armor. Genius. Well, I would like to see you try to put a black carapace on an Ogren.
So, hear me out. The Sola Auxilia did it.
Well, that's true. But those are void suits, which are not the same.
No, but they are a type of armor.
True.
But you just give them a slab shield and you're fine.
For the most part.
Okay, we were up to MTD. Now we got Ricky Chapman.
Ricky Chapman, a Pelagiers. Oh, is this the? I think this might be the Fishman. Named Chomp, who is with the Rogue Trader to explore the galaxy and taste new things, wielding a massive power sword and a grav pistol, along with an assortment of cooking gear and hardware. Oh my gosh! All right, I'll do my best here. I'm not super familiar with the Pelagiers, so I'm
looking them up.
Okay.
Yeah, they are fish people. God damn it, they got us.
They got us. They got the Fishmen in. You know what, Ricky Chapman? It's you. I trust you. It's fine.
So I don't think there's any actual official artwork of them that I could find anyway.
No, I don't
but the
think
closest, the thing that people think they are is like the merfolk from D&D is what I'm seeing people use them as, or just dudes with shark faces.
I think they're abhumans, right?
Yeah, they are a type of abhuman, I believe.
Okay. A grav pistol, that's rare. But Rogue Traders can afford it, so that's absolutely
also it might be something that this thing just had.
Sure.
Like this thing could be the pirate that just joined their crew.
Well, I would prefer more of a Sanji type of cook, but I'm fine with this guy. This is great. Biofoot 7874, Alexis.
This one.
Women regularly turn into monsters.
I mean, okay, look, once a month I do, it's fine. It happens.
Biofoot. Stephen Lucas, thank you for your report. Stephen Lucas 8836 says, add a Zote? Unsure of current canon deal, but add. Zotes are not currently canon. So no, I don't think so.
They're in the Blackstone Library book. They have a miniature from last edition.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
From Blackstone Fortress?
Yeah, hang on. I'll grab the mini. I have it.
Okay, well, that's cool. That's cool. And so it is more up to date than I thought. Zotes are weird. The problem, Stephen Lucas, is that is not the correct. The correct.
Is amazing.
Oh my God, she's so audible. We're gonna have to give her crap about her microphone when she gets back. So, fun fact: your microphone picked up every word while you.
Oh, whoops! I thought I hit mute.
Unfortunately, Stephen Lucas, that is not the correct amount to add to the retinue. So I will take that as a great suggestion, but unfortunately, it is not going in right at the moment.
Oh, can you remove the thing so I could show this Zote?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Look at him. Look at how cute he is. Pistol and everything. Look at how cute that guy is. And the best part is, in the book, he's a reference to the merchant from Resident Evil.
I'll be damned. That's really cool. I'd forgotten about them being a thing from Blackstone Fortress. Despite me owning that product, which is wild.
In all fairness, this guy was actually really hard to buy because Blackstone Fortress was hit at the same time as stuff was happening with GW, where they couldn't get their cardboard from China because the business that they got it from went under and didn't tell Games Workshop. So they kind of had to discontinue Blackstone Fortress and a few other games because they couldn't get the boards for them. So yeah, there was a short run for them.
All right, we've got some more super chats read. Thank you, Stephen Lucas.
At
AMTD121 says, give the Ogren a bone. Problem solved. Yeah, boneheads have a cybernetic implant that makes them smarter.
Slightly smarter.
Yeah, they're not human intelligence, but they're smarter than they were, certainly.
Yes.
Is that a problem solved? It's a problem mitigated. I think is what I would say.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I love Ogrins because commissars have to treat them with like kindness, which is so bizarre for like the cardsman to actually see.
Yeah, commissars get along surprisingly well with Ogrins. I think it's just the clear direction. Like commissars are always, not always. Commissars typically tend to be very direct.
I mean, Nork Deadog has his commissar's hat.
That's right. That's right. Ricardo Andre, hey, it's my friend, my sparring partner, my enemy. Can we put the Corona Nox in the Rogue Trader's vault, please? The Corona Nox, is that from the Alcat game, I'm guessing? You know what? I think we can put something like that in the vaults.
Alrighty. We got 2 more super chats to get through.
Let's say he bought it from a Strixus trader and he's not entirely sure if it's the right thing or not, the real thing or not. But sure, that sounds cool. I don't know if anybody here's played any of the other Alcat games, but in the Wrath of the Righteous, there's these things called Nahindrian crystals that you pick up. And when you get to the Abyss, one of the first things you can encounter is a tavern keeper who offers to sell you a real Nahindrian crystal. Okay, need extra sleep. Oh, thank you very much, sir.
I do.
Very much. How about a magisterial house navigator? I'm thinking of someone like Eleanor of Aquitaine from The Lion in Winter. Oh, yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. I think it'd be entertaining. If you want to give her a name, absolutely. We'll
Somebody naming something that isn't like completely bizarre or out of left field.
Well, you got to have a navigator. I mean, like you have to if you want to get your ship anywhere. Being part of the retinue is a little unusual because navigators typically stay aboard their ship, but this would be entirely in line with the Alcat game and with other Rogue Trader stuff, especially from the role-playing game that I created, where navigators were a main class.
They just have to be young.
Correct. The older they get, the more mutated they get.
Yeah, the more a part of the ship they become, mostly because they can't get out of the door.
Yeah, it's not really like they're fusing with the ship or anything. Just their
it's just they can't get out.
Well, the joke is like it's a reference to Dune, and the navigators in Dune become these massive bloated things and tanks, So I think that's where that comes from.
I love it. Also, navigators are so cool because it's like, hey, look me in the eyes.
Oh well, that's they're looking into the warp eye is straight up death.
Hey, don't blink.
For sure.
But let's explain what a navigator is for the general public and the people that are watching this. A navigator is somebody who can actually see the Astronomicon and look into it. They use the Astronomicon to navigate through the stars and through the webway itself. Typically, they use this for very long distance warp travel. So from sector to sector, and the navigator guides them through the warp itself, and hopefully the Guller fields are, good, because otherwise, they're one of the first targets. But navigators have the ability to, as the name suggests, navigate. I know that's crazy to think about. They're typically very frail beings, but their third eye, there's a mutant eye on their head. This eye has to remain covered at all times because if you were to look into it, your soul gets burned, and that's pretty bad for you. Actually, your whole body and everything gets instantly incinerated, or depending on, it's not fire that's coming out of it. It's more like magic warp power out of it, but it's not psychic, maybe.
Navigators are mutants. They are one of the few sanctioned mutants in the Imperium. They are a specific breed of mutants that is required for the Imperium to function. So they are generally very influential. The Navigator houses are one of the most strongest factions in the Imperium because you got to have one if you want to use interstellar travel. They have a third eye in the middle of their foreheads called the warp eye, and it can gaze into the warp. To see the warp is death for anyone who isn't a navigator using their third eye. And the reason why the third eye is fatal to look at is because by looking into the navigator's third eye, you are looking into the warp. And that is what kills you or drives you insane or there's a lot of different effects that can happen, but typically looking into the eye is death. So that's what a navigator is.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of nuts.
What's our next super chat here?
Alrighty, sorry, I was getting Scutari Boy's request.
Oh, I should point out that Ricardo Andre says that the Corona Nox that he wanted in the vault is the crown of Conrad Kurz, which is a common thing. The Night Lords and Conrad Kurz are a thing that gets brought up by him quite a bit. And he and I have had some really interesting discussions about it. So yeah, this is something that he believes it might be the actual Corona Nox, but it's dubious.
It's kind of like so it's kind of like those reports of Abaddon on a battlefield further away from where he actually is. It's like, yeah, Abaddon was there. We were definitely fighting him.
Whoever our rogue trader turns out to be has something that might or might not be a Corona Nox in his vault. All right, Aleth 6809. Thank you very much for your support today. Retinue member, a former Ordo Xenos adept turned Seneschal. Oh, this is our Seneschal. Okay, so
all right, we got a Seneschal.
Abelard, kill that man. A former Ordo Xenos. Oops, let me turn off my.
A farmer.
Yeah, I'm shouting in my caps lock right now. A former Ordo Xenos adept on the run from her Inquisitor. Ooh, this is you got me already with on the run for her Inquisitor.
That's a great start to a character.
After being revealed as a xenophile. Oh, wow.
Damn.
Letting that
slept with an Eldar.
Letting that free flag fly. A xenophile.
Oh,
Obsessed with the Eldar Empire. Wow, it is an Eldar lover. That's great.
You know what the best part is? The rogue trader probably recruited them because they might know the Xenos language.
Well, it says here that she low-key turns into a crushing girl failure in Aurelia's presence. This is, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the character of Marcel from Delicious in Dungeon.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it.
That's what it reminds me of.
We got one more, and then we can finally start explaining what a rogue trader
is. Ricky Chapman says, fun fact, Pelagers are the size of Ogren. Oh, okay, they're big boys. That's really cool.
Why are they so big?
That's really cool.
Then again, it's Warhammer 40K, and everyone knows the taller you are, the more in charge you are.
So that is at least the start of our retinue, but we need to talk about who our rogue trader is, and I'm going to be throwing out some options for y'all to look at in here in the poll. Let me just make sure I get my correct screen up here. Okay, so I'm going to start a poll for.
There we go.
If you could explain the warrant of trade while I put this together.
I thought we did already.
Sure, but I mean, ways to gain a warrant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have actually used my brain for more than a second. So, you have come into possession of a warrant of trade. Okay, now there are many different ways that you can come into said possession of this warrant of trade. You could have murdered the previous captain and taken it from them, assuming their identity. This is not the best course of action, though. With a warrant of trade, not a lot of people are going to question you. Though, if you go back into the Imperium and Inquisitors start noticing you're different, they might look into you. But you know that's a whole, you know, whatever. One of your distant family members might have died.
So the four options we've got up are Crusade Hero, which means, you know, maybe your ancestor served in a major crusade and got the High Lords of Terra's to look after them, you know. Political exile, which we talked about a little bit earlier. You're a dangerous rival to someone who wanted you gone. Purchase privilege, which means you made a lot of bribes.
You're a Nepo baby.
And inquisitorial reward, which is after some secret service you were given your warrant of trade. And we'll see what the chat has to do. You guys have just a little bit of time to vote on this, and then we will be closing this shortly. So, Alexis, how do those options sound to you?
They sound great. I love it.
Which one would you pick?
Nepo baby.
I like the inquisitorial reward because it means that you did something secret and dangerous, and it also means the Inquisition knows who you are, and they can be like, "Hey, you owe us."
But the Inquisition also knows who you are.
Oh, it looks like we skipped someone. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Necroplayer 97 has a super chat that was missed.
Did I miss it? Necro.
Yeah, I do see it. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I did not see it. Sorry, my bad.
So, our apologies, Necroplayer. We did miss this one. A former Kriegsman.
Okay, I like former Kriegsman. That's a good start.
Who, with an unfortunate knack for survival. Why are Alexis, you're gonna have to explain Kriegsman and why surviving is bad.
So the Death Corps of Krieg is a very particular guard regiment renowned for their self-sacrifice and their desire for death. They are a death cult in a death cult, which is kind of crazy because they're somehow more crazy than other guardsmen. The Death Corps Krieg typically don't live to old age, and if they live past their like 40s, that's considered you're not honorable at that point. They constantly look for ways to martyr themselves or to push the enemy back even just a little bit more, and this typically means that they die very quickly. Kriegers typically don't have names; they just have numbers, and a Krieg commissar is actually just given that role because he survived. I like to think of Krieg as the male sister of battle.
Well, there's a really great meme about Kriegsmen, especially using their shovels as a weapon.
Yeah.
Or there's one, my favorite is the one where the Kriegsman ends up on an agri world, like helping this farmer girl.
And it's the worst experience of their life.
So yeah, those are some fun memes for those guys. My God, you guys are killing us today with these super chats. These are great. Thank you so much, you guys.
I think
Whew.
I really wish GW would actually give them an e-tool at least. It's not unusual for a guardsman to carry around an entrenching tool. Give it to them. Let the Death Corps hit something with a goddamn shovel.
Well, so I'm pretty sure the models from the Forge World range did in fact have a bunch of shovels. Could be wrong about that, but I think so.
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't seen them in a very long time. Yeah.
Rothian Fairmoon says Kriegsmen are French. They are based, their visual design is based on French army from World War One. So we do have a couple more super chats really quick. At MTD121, thank you for your support, sir. Make the Rogue Trader a ratling, I dare you.
So that's one of the harder things to do.
I mean, it's technically possible. It's technically possible. It's just you'd be the only one. You know what? We'll keep it in mind. We'll keep it in mind, sir.
Yeah.
And we got this one. Stephen Lucas. Great to see you, Stephen Lucas. Thank you for your support. Former Ordo Machinum adept gets into fights with Seneschal about cynicism about which Ordo Machinum actually does. I think this is the Ordo of the Inquisition that looks over the Mechanicus. Not sure if it was a tech priest or inquisitor, pet, heretic, and TP tech priest cosplayer. Unfortunately, Stephen Lucas, that amount.
Our minimum right now is $20 for all of those who want to add a retinue member. And remember, a rogue trader's retinue can actually be a lot larger than most character retinues. Unlike an inquisitorial retinue where they want to keep it small because they're investigators, a rogue trader entourage is literally an entourage. They want to show up in force.
But that's really cool, Stephen Lucas, and thank you for bringing that up to us, because Ordo Machinum, I'm not sure, is really cool, and it's nice to get a mention. And we've got Dowie Forever. Thank you for your support, sir. Also, as an obligation, we need a squat or kin of some kind. He has a hatred of Tyranids and Gene Stealers. Well, all right,
okay,
sir.
Hear me out. We add a Demiurge.
Well, Dowie it's up to Dowie Forever, I think, on this one, because he paid for it. So
yeah,
convince him.
We now know what the Demiurge are. Like, that's one of the new miniatures for the Leagues of Votann range is this Ironkin with a whole bunch of other ironkin attached to him and tentacles. And apparently that is what the Demiurge are. But the Demiurge are just more ironkin that are allied to the Tau.
Well, Dowyfer says that's fine, so it is a demiurge.
Yes. That means we also get access to their ship.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna put that idea out there
because we're building Retinue, we're not building a fleet. But
you never know. You start off with Retinue, and then each one of them has,
So Stephen Lucas has chipped in the additional $10. Thank you, sir, for the Ordum Machinum Adept. Let me go up and find the info about that really quick.
Oh, I clicked out of it. Sorry.
No biggie. Okay, so former Ordum Machinum Adept, and if you guys want to come up with names, just put them in the chat, and Hawk will hopefully help me keep track.
I love it forever. Also, I absolutely love the idea that the Votan have always been there, just as Demiurge, as traders on Necromunda, just all over the place. And it's actually rogue traders that have probably been ushering them around the galaxy so that they can keep a very low profile. And I don't mean low profile because they're short.
Stephen Lucas has second sentence here about not sure if it was a tech priest or inquisitor, pet heretic, and TP cosplayer. Is that, you're going to have to explain that a little more, because I just don't quite understand if that's going to be the character for the Retinue, or if that's something that they're thinking about. But yeah, he's in. Thank you very much for your support, sir. So let's.
They don't have a low profile. They just have a profile. They have a profile and a tall profile.
We are ending the poll for the origin of the War and Trade, and political exile is the winner.
Oh, heck yeah. Let's go.
So we are, our War and Trade comes from political exile. We were someone, we pissed off someone in power, and they were like, get the hell out of here and take your ship with you. All right. So what's the next step, I should ask, is how old our reputation, the age and reputation of our dynasty.
Okay. So we have to have the 10,000 as one of the options. That's pretty easy. The dynasty is back all the way from the emperor himself. Well, or at least that's what they claim.
Well, sure. I was going to ask you to talk about why that's important, and then I'll type in those options into the chat.
So, for the most part, the older a dynasty is, the more wealth it has. The more influence it has over other rogue traders, the more influence it has over imperial sectors, as well as like trade in and out of their own sector. They probably own a few planets that are still, of course, paying tithes, but those planets, for the most part, belong to the rogue traders. They could control massive fleets that have import and export out of their particular sector. They could actually put up a fight against a Xenos incursion. But younger rogue traders might be more arrogant. They might take more risks. They might be the one to try to take a Blackstone fortress in the case of a very particular, I think his name is Spire. No, Sire. I keep thinking Spire. It's, oh my God, what is his name? I completely drew a blank. Janice Drake. Janice Drake.
There you go.
Oh my God. Janice Drake, he comes from a mid-tier, like aged rogue trader family.
Dynasty.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out what the hell the word was. My brain was just going, no. And I was just failing all my speech checks in a row. But since his family is not that old, he doesn't control like a massive ship or this accumulated wealth. He just happened to stumble into a Blackstone fortress, which is, super important. Though we don't know what the end of that book is yet. I'm still trying to, I have to finish that book. I don't know it.
Our four options for the age and reputation of the dynasty. The first one is ancient and venerated, which is what you were talking about to begin with, which is an old dynasty. It has great respect, high expectations, and endless old feuds with the other ancient houses. The second option is established and stable, which is more like Janus Drake, I think. It's centuries old, reliable, but seen as cautious and maybe a bit conservative.
Yep.
Then you got the new blood upstarts.
I do love me an upstart.
They're only a generation or two old. They're hungry for conquest and recognition. Older houses tend to view them as reckless. And then the last one is the revived line. The revived line means your dynasty was thought extinct, but was recently rediscovered. A warrant thought long vanished or dead has returned. Means legitimacy is contested, but your enemies assumed you were gone. So you have, that going for you.
That could be like you took a deep dive into the warp and came out a few centuries later than you were supposed to.
Stephen Lucas has explained the deal with the Ordo Machinus adept, Order Machinum adept. The crew is not sure if he's a real tech priest or a heretic. That's what he was talking about.
Oh, so there's worry about him.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I will go ahead.
That was it. I was just gonna be like, there's suspicion on him. That's actually, so one of the fun things about a Rogue Trader entourage is that they will pick up different tech priests and different different Skitarii, different priests of Mars from all over the galaxy. And a lot of these priests will have different beliefs. Like some could see the Omnissiah as the Emperor, and that's it. That's the line. It is just the Emperor. Or some see the Omnissiah as separate from the Emperor, and they would both hate each other because of their different beliefs. They would fight often, accuse each other of heresy, even if they are not inherently heretical in their belief systems. So there's a lot of room for like really fun, creative uses for different tech priests aboard a ship, even if they are both fulfilling a similar role. So if you're bringing this to a tabletop game, a tabletop role-playing game where you're just sitting there with a bunch of buddies and you all accidentally go, oops, all tech priests, you just have to choose like how your beliefs are different.
Oops, all tech priests is a Rogue Trader game I would love to play. That would be awesome, frankly. We've got a super chat from the Exiled One, 8002. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your support today. Here's some cash for a Lady Harlequin Shadowseer. Ooh.
Oh my God. How the hell did we get that?
Sweet. Well, we have 2 Eldar and an Eldar lover on board, so
he's building a harem.
Or she's building her harem. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we have a protagonist on board.
It's the love boat. Oh my God. Here's some cash for a Lady Harlequin Shadowseer. She follows the call of the endless laughter and is here to be chaotic neutral. Eleonora Starmist is back, flipping into the fray. Love it. And that's a great name too, by the way. That's an excellent name for a Eldar Harlequin. Eleonora Starmist is great.
And love it. I love all of this. I love how creative everyone's being. I love how like people are just like, here's this crazy thing. Also, here's this normal thing. It's just all over the place. That's the one thing about our chat. We can never predict it. I have tried. I haven't gotten a single one correct yet.
I love it. That's an excellent one. Thank you very much, the Exiled One. And we also have Zero Daimu. Philosopher, some philosopher pun names. Socrates. It's Zorkrates.
Zorkrates, let's go.
All right. You know what? Sold. Zorkrates is in fact the name. I love it.
So I think it's safe to say that our Rogue Trader is a little bit eccentric.
Oh my God, has to be. With this many aliens on board, holy cow.
Now, I'm assuming that all of these aliens aren't on board at the same time. They're probably like coming and going.
Why not? Trading. Why not? Why not?
I mean, yeah, they could. They could all be there.
I'm going to end the poll in like 30 seconds to get your last votes in, please. Zorkrates de Ard Finca. Nestor Vatumbra, that is hilarious. Love it.
The pain boy did tried to do the squig brain transplant, accidentally spilt red paint in there. Now he thinks faster.
I think we're gonna have to actually add that one to his name. the line is a revived line. Our dynasty is revived according to chat. So
Oh, so we just popped out of the warp then, or maybe we were dead and banished, or
yes, why don't you? I mean, talk about that for a minute. I've got to add some stuff to the list
so.
anyway. So
I absolutely love the idea of a rogue trader that in an earlier lifetime was traveling through the warp to go and aid during the second or third Black Crusade, right? And then all of a sudden, as they're going through the warp, they pop out and thousands of years have passed and they're just like, what is happening? What is going on? How did we get here? Why is everything screaming? What happened to the sky? Why is it torn in half? And trying to figure out everything while contacting proper authorities, inquisitors, and maybe even the revived Gilliman at this point to try to figure out what the hell is happening and trying to get their place back in the universe. Now, old rivals are still there, but with different people in charge of them now. So some rivals might be different. Some rivals might become friends or lovers. I'm always on board for that. But there's also the ones that have explored too far beyond the behind. I could speak. I promise. I'm good at this. There are those that explored too far into the unknown space and were thought lost forever. Say a warp storm opened up behind them and they could never come back for a few hundred years. And as when they finally got through it, they were deemed dead, destroyed, gone. Now they're here again. And again, their rival is right there, shaking their fist in anger.
I
Day.
I've put in that they were lost in the warp and have popped out post Grey Rift.
Yep.
I think that's great.
What got them out.
We've got a super chat from Dowie Forever. Thank you, sir. You're great today. Really appreciate you guys. How about a dual idea? A Beastman and his Minotaur brother as a member. Beastmen are my second favorite abhumans. after the Votan, I guess. That's cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely. So we have a Beastman plus Minotaur brother. Yeah, our rogue trader is definitely not a iconoclast.
You know, they might be. They might just be blind.
That would be wild, for sure. But Dow, yeah, they're in. If you want to tell us anything more about them, just drop it in the chat and we'll see if we can add that more in. But that's super cool. And I love the fact that this ship is just absolutely chock full of aliens.
Now, that raises the question, what is their ship?
Right. We need to. The next step is actually the personal origin. I'm sorry, of the rogue trader. But we could jump ahead to the ship if you'd prefer.
Well, you know, me and you with ships.
Yeah,
we both like some big boats.
Let's go to the flagship.
Like, we look at giant space cathedrals and we're just like, awesome.
I think to do this the right way, I'll explain the options and then you can talk about them while I set up the poll.
Yep.
So option 1 is a grand cruiser, a relic of the line. Ancient, under armored by modern standards, but can do terrifying broadsides and has a prestigious history. It's got a big crew and handles very sluggishly. The second option is a heavy cruiser, which is balances power and durability. It's a classic warship for a militant dynasty, equally at home in the line of battle or just for intimidation. Then there's the light cruiser, which is fast and flexible, ideal for scouting, raiding, sudden shows of force, less durable and hard to pin down though. So the mobility really helps. And then the last option, which I know you might really like, Alexis, is the massive transport or armed Leviathan, armed merchantman, the gilded Leviathan. It's a colossal cargo hauler retrofitted with teeth. And I don't mean actual teeth, unless it's an orc ship, but I mean like guns. And it has enormous holds for trade and inversion. It's kind of mediocre in battle, but it's got a ton of space for stuff.
Yeah. So if you are like me and you like big giant navy boats that point at other boats and go pew and make them disappear in space mist and everything, you would love yourself a big giant battleship, a grand cruiser, the absolute pinnacle of everything that is awesome about Warhammer. A big giant ship with some big giant cannons. They are absolutely a massive, like, how to put this? It's a rogue trader. They probably have their own face on the front of it if they could. And I'm not exaggerating. That is actually in a book. A rogue trader has put their own face on their ship, and it is hilarious. But a gigantic warship, absolutely incredible. It is a centerpiece of an entire fleet. And a lot of the times they won't get that thing into battle because it might damage it. And that's expensive to repair. So they'll let their other ships go and do the battles for them and use their immense wealth to trick other ships to fight for them. Or if they need to, they will enter the battle with it. Or if it gets, caught up or flanked. But it is slow, it is sluggish, it is not the quickest at maneuvering. Its engines are extremely vulnerable to counterattacks. The lance batteries will take advantage of getting around it. So then you have something a little bit smaller, built for war. This type of ship is quicker, more maneuverable, but not the most maneuverable. It still has the weakness of its engines being fully exposed. It has less void shields, but it still has void shields that are capable of deflecting almost anything. And it has a little bit more survivability in terms of being quicker and being more maneuverable, though it doesn't have the grand cannons of the gigantic ships.
I need to add, Stephen Lucas points out that he did give a pun name for his adept. I did actually include that. I saw it. Sorry. Let me make sure I've got my correct screen up here. Sorry, my computer sometimes is like, hey, which screen were you looking for? Is it this one? No. So the Moogiver is the name of the adept. Moogiver.
Oh my God, that is a terrific name.
Moogiver. So well done, sir. Really appreciate it. And thanks for the reminder. I did forget to mention it out loud, but I did see the comment.
That's amazing. So then you might want to split to something smaller, something more maneuverable. This is a fast boat where instead of doing combat, you can flank, take a pot shot at somebody's engine, pop their engines out, and then run away as quickly as possible because you're not going to win the fight, but you are going to get away from it and maybe get yourself a rival forever. These types of ships are really quick. They're going to fly through an asteroid field and get away from most bigger ships. They're harder to sense on radars and augury scans through when probes go out to try to find the enemy ships. They can fly silently a lot longer than the bigger boats. But you're a rogue trader. Flying in one of these is a little bit beneath you. You want to be grand. It's all about like the show of money. It's like that guy you see that's still wearing a watch for some reason, even
Alexis,
though we all carry a phone.
Alexis, your prejudice is showing a little bit there.
What? Not at all.
I will say that it's fine for rogue trader to have a smaller ship, because smaller ships in 40K size is not the ultimate determinator of how good your ship is. It's just generally how tough it is. And some rogue traders prefer a more subtle approach, just like Inquisitors sometimes prefer a more subtle approach. So it's perfectly fine.
The subtlety is not included in the warrant of trade.
Well, I will add that in the role-playing game, we had a guy who won his warrant of trade in a card game. And on his ship, he has a trophy room, which includes a giant velvet painting of himself shirtless wrestling a bear, because that was what he wanted everyone to remember about him. And I was like, that is the guy that Alexis is talking about, who's the really flashy style over substance dude. That's him.
Look, I may be describing Zap Brannigan, but damn it, I'm going to describe Zap Brannigan.
All right, we've got one super chat to read, and then I need to close that poll. So by the time I finish the super chat, you guys need to have your votes in. Ricardo Andre, well, thank you, sir. It's great to see you participating. I appreciate it. Night Lord's Prophet, bound to the house since the days before the heresy. Crimson Sons. Yeah, these were a band of, he pointed out that there was a war band of Night Lords that traveled with a rogue trader during the Great Crusade, called the Crimson Sons. And this Night Lord spends his times in the vents spying on the Eldar in case they make a move for the crown. they use Raven armor to hide. I'm assuming Raven armor, you mean Mark 6? Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. The Corvus armor.
So it is it's sneaky armor. If you have a name for this guy, Ricardo Andre, please let me know. But I will put him in. Night Lord's Prophet has served the Dynasty since the Great Crusade. Wow, we're creating a pretty interesting thing here. I really appreciate it. One of the
Now,
Crimson
we could
Sun.
have a Death Cult assassin, just saying, or an arbitrator. That would make things very weird.
Isn't there a Death Cult assassin in the latest update?
Oh my god, and she's so powerful. If you know the movement shenanigans, also don't use the attack dogs. They're ungodly overpowerful. They can do infinite damage. But the assassin is so much fun if you know the movement shenanigans. I was running one of them alongside the Drukhari, and it was so brutal. I loved it.
Okay, so that is now the end of that super chat, and it means that's the end of the poll. So I'm going to go close that out and see what the answer is. Well, you are going to be happy. I can tell you that right away, Alexis. If it'll just pop, if the poll will just finally pop up. I did see what the top answer was.
Women just want big girthy ships. Just
I like big broadsides, and I cannot lie. It is the okay. Somebody's gonna have to double check this for me. It's not popping up in the chat, but I believe it was the Grand Cruiser was the winner.
Hawk, save us, Hawk! Your only hope.
I'm pretty sure it was the Grand Cruiser. It's just not showing up for me. But I believe it was the Grand Cruiser.
I love Grand Cruisers. They're so cool.
The relic of the line.
Oh, now the ship needs a name.
Well, we can. I mean, sure. I put relic of the line as one in there. But if anybody wants to give it a name, Alexis, what do they do?
It's just a $20 donation. You get to name the ship and give a little bit of a description of it. So if you wanted to have the character's face at the front of it, you can. Or you can give it an exotic piece of war gear, like Eldar Shimmer Shields, or an enhanced warp drive, so it actually can do the macro warp jumps.
Oh God, Alexis, you're selling this so hard.
I love it. I love spaceships. I can't wait until we do a whole episode where me and you are just like, and then this one, and this one.
It's true. I also love big ships, and I cannot lie.
But there's so many pieces of war gear that have like crazy effects that we never actually get to see in 40K in the tabletop game, and a lot of the video games miss them as well.
True. So I'm going to explain the 4 options for the personal origin, and if you want to talk about those while I put them in the chat or the poll, that'd be great. The options we have today are Scala Progenium raised, so they were orphaned and trained under harsh imperial doctrine. This makes our rogue trader disciplined and pious and instinctively trusting imperial institutions, but I sincerely doubt y'all are going to pick that one.
Okay, hear me out on this. You might want to pick this one. I'll go into it in just a second. Let's hear the other ones.
Voidborn Scion, born and raised on starships, superstitious, instinctively comfortable in the void, but oddly uneasy on a planet side.
Okay.
The third option is a hive world noble offshoot, climbed out of a murderous megacity aristocracy, and is skilled at intrigue, ruthless about hierarchy and appearances. So there's your style of responsive guy. And then the last one is the frontier warlord heir, raised on a half-settled world or war zone that the dynasty effectively ruled. He's comfortable with open warfare, rough politics, and very direct solutions.
Okay, so hear me out for the Scala Progenium one. This might fully explain why we have so many Xenos.
Okay.
All right, and Ross is going to sit there being like, Alexis, no, but Alexis, yes. So, while getting all of this stuff drilled into their head, constantly being told the Imperial's greatness and all of this other nonsense and Xenos bad and everything, this rebel decided, no, I'm gonna be the one to study all of these creatures and see if they're actually beneath us. And thus they became a perfect rogue trader flying throughout the galaxy, wanting to meet representatives of each of the alien species to communicate with. Those that they can communicate with. They're not going to go looking for a Tyranid.
So you're saying malicious curiosity?
Yeah.
I've told that you're bad, and I'm going to prove it by having you as part of my crew.
How dare you save me? Dang it, I was wrong.
We have a super chat from Watchdog 3079. Thank you very much, sir. How does a rogue trader acquire Imperial specialists? He's talking about Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, Imperial Guard, etc.
I mean, they just ask.
Well, it depends, which is my favorite answer.
We need to get you a shirt with that on it.
It really did. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, if anybody can identify my shirt, you probably will get a kick out of it. It is not a Rogue Trader retinue, but it is kind of like a Rogue Trader retinue. Anyway, so how does a Rogue Trader acquire Imperial specialists? For Space Marines, Rogue Traders have no authority over them. It's not a case of you saying, "Hey, you come with me now." Instead of, it's like a deal. Typically, some sort of pact or oath made between Rogue Traders and Space Marines. Space Marines often will need additional fleet resources, especially for void battles, and Rogue Traders have ships and are willing to fight if they get something out of it. And often that is like, "Hey, we'll do this for you, but you need to send one of your guys with me."
Mm-hmm.
That's how Space Marines get on board. Sisters of Battle will often join a Rogue Trader if that Rogue Trader is sufficiently pious and beloved of the ecclesiarchy.
The Sister of Battle can also be on a pilgrimage.
And this Rogue Trader could be the convenient taxi taking them there. For Imperial Guard, it's less clear-cut because, again, Rogue Traders don't have authority over the Imperial Guard, but sometimes you may have an officer of the Imperial Guard or the Imperial Navy who is cashiered, or he's the last survivor of his regiment, or been declared dead by the administratum when he isn't. There's a lot of reasons why they might no longer be fit for duty in the Imperial Guard, and maybe that's just because they don't think they fit in the Imperial Guard or the Imperial Navy. And Rogue Traders are happy to take the experience of a veteran officer with them on their journeys.
It could also be that veteran officer is being venerated and flying in style.
That's quite possible too. Those are all true things.
For Skitarii and other things, it could again be a pilgrimage. One of the cool things about Warhammer 40K is it's very, very loose on how certain things can join a Rogue Trader retinue. There are some hard, like, actually, I don't think there's a single hard no except for maybe Tyranids.
Okay, so I can answer this.
Oh, and Gene Stealer Cult. But they can get on by accident.
Yes, they can. I was actually going to bring one of the options later on for our ship is that there's a possible Gene Stealer infestation. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Tyranids are straight up off the table. They just don't. The other thing that you will not find typically is any kind of warp entity like a demon or a Psychonoid or an enslaver. They're too alien. Typically, they're too removed from being able to, most demons can't even speak. Let's be really clear. Or if they do speak, it's just, howls and grunts and things like that. Or it's trying to corrupt you, which, I mean, none of those things are good. None of those things.
Trying to have a nice day. You pick up a hitchhiker and they try to corrupt you.
Now, here's something that is not impossible, but is so vanishingly rare that I lump it into this category, and that is a Necron.
So, okay. Older Necrons, 7th edition and below, 1000%, I'm right there with you. But Trazine.
That's why I said it's possible. It's just so vanishingly rare.
Yeah.
So that's I think good answer on that, or good question and some good answers. Appreciate you, Watchdog. We've got another super chat, and after the super chat, I will be closing the poll. So I'm warning you guys now. Get your votes in. The Exiled One, 8002. Thank you very much, sir. How about ship name the Void Singer? Congrats. We have a name for our ship.
I like it.
They have a custom-made Nova Cannon for improved accuracy.
Person after my own heart.
Clearly,
Nova Cannons.
Another Battlefleet Gothic player right here. I am a fan. Void Singer
Oh, here
possesses
comes Kovu.
a custom Nova Cannon with improved accuracy.
And here's
Very
Kovu.
cool. Thank you very much, Exiled One. That's a great one. I'm going to go shut off that poll now and see what our answer is.
Nope. I need that up, buddy. No, buddy. I need the pop filter there. Thank you.
All right. What is? There it is. Frontier Warlord is in the top there with the 40%, just slightly edging out the Scala Progenium. So we are a Frontier Warlord.
Oh, a twin-linked Nova Cannon. Oh.
Oh, you're still stuck on that. That's great.
Oh no, that's one of the newest comments.
Oh, I mean that. All right. You know what? Why not? Twin linked. That's just dirty. That's so dirty. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so our next thing that we need to cover, we do have one more super chat actually I need to read before I get too crazy. Ricardo Andre, thank you, sir. Prophet Melkor, the Dynasty's seer and interrogator. Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
All right. Melkor.
That is. Oh yeah. That was the name for that one.
Night Lord's prophet. He is the Dynasty seer and interrogator. That's interesting because he's traveling with a shadow seer, so the two of them are going to be looking at the future in very different ways. I think that's really cool.
Scary. So they're actually working against each other.
Here's a great super chat for you.
Kovu appeared, I must pay. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Hooligan Mulligan says, Kovu appeared, I must pay. That cat. That cat of yours.
He's so cute. He gives kisses.
Thank you, Hooligan Mulligan. We appreciate your support. And we've got one from Squid Tugboat. Great name.
That's an amazing name.
3689. Retinue member who is a pet rock named Baldy. Rumor has it the rock fell on the head of a big scary demon. Boldy allegedly whispers oddly good life advice and words of affirmation to the servants who clean them. Boldy loves you.
Oh my god, it's actually just a war gear option for the orc.
You know, I think Zorkrates probably walks around with Boldy quite a bit.
Boldy's on his back. He has like a handle on him in case he needs to hit him.
So what are some things?
Be careful. Oh, okay, bye.
What are some things that an orc like Zorkrates might carry around on this ship?
Oh, he's gonna have his custom snaz gun.
Okay, and what else?
Well, he's gonna have his knife. Like that's, the two of his favorite things. An extra pair of underpants in case he shards himself. I had to sneak that one in there. He probably has a spare boss pole in case he needs it. So he has like his two boss poles because for some reason Flash gets walk around with two. I'll never understand it, but they do.
It's just extra Flash. Oh, here we go. At MTD121 says, give Boldy to the Ogren. It makes so much sense. You're right. It's an Ogren.
They fight over it.
Now even better. Oh, god dang. Okay. Okay, that's now canon. Socrates and the Ogren fight over him a lot.
Babe.
There you go.
Babe.
All right, so
can you grab me another one?
While we're talking about this stuff, the next part is our leadership style. What is our leadership style? We've got 4 options here, and I'll explain them really quickly. Naval commander, which means they run the dynasty like a battlefleet captain. Clear chain of command, highly drilled crews, and a preference for decisive engagements. The next option.
I honestly think it's like a Pokemon game to them.
The next option is a merchant prince. He treats everything as a deal to be struck. He focuses on profit margins, contracts, and diplomacy backed by quiet threats. The third option is a visionary zealot. He sees the warrants as a divine mission. He's obsessed with relics, pilgrim routes, and purging heresy at the fringes of the galaxy.
Well, if they
Yeah.
are,
Well, yeah.
they're clearly not paying attention to their own crew.
Right. And then the last one. Well, I mean, remember, there's so many cults in the Imperium.
That is true. That is true.
The
I mean,
last.
use the enemy against the enemy.
That's actually there's a whole Inquisition Ordo about
Yep.
that. Actually, a couple. Anyway, the last option is the immoral opportunist. They have no ideology beyond survival and gaining power. They will trade.
You can't put that one on the table and be like, "Oh, here's these other three options that are just there."
So the immoral opportunist, he will trade. They will trade, raid, or betray as needed, but they will stay just shy of overt treason.
Oh my god, this is why the Eldar love them. Love them.
So I'm going to put those
human
things.
Treats his own people like we do. That's amazing.
I'm going to put those things in the poll. Would you like to talk about which one you would pick as your leadership style?
So, outside of this, I honestly think that what was the first one again?
The naval commander.
I actually do mine as a naval commander because the way I think of rogue traders, I would think as an adventure capitalist trying to take over planets because they're evil and you could play as Lord Frieza.
Oof.
Because that's what he is. Lord Frieza is he's a landlord. That's what he's based off of. He goes around to other planets that thinks of people as lesser, buys their planets and sells them.
I like this comment. Insert Corey there. So the options are money and money by any means necessary. I mean, you're out of line, but you're not wrong.
Damn, you're correct.
And so your Pokemon comment got this one. Ryan Von Ager says, I chose you, Navigator.
I chose you, Navigator.
Nice.
Also,
nice. Yeah.
Agreed.
Down with landlords. Yeah, 100%. Screw those guys. I say this even though I have a roommate who pays me rent. But I don't feel like a landlord. I feel like a guy who shares the same space. So I don't know what to do without that. Anyway, the look on your face, Alexis, you were just like, Ross, oh my God.
I was more thinking of my buddy who just inherited apartments from his family. And now he's just like, I only rent them to businesses, so it's not as bad, right?
I am exonerated. Tohu Bohu says you are a landlord if you're renting places you don't live. Okay. Fair. Okay. All right. So the poll is up for who our guy is. And Ryan Vinegar says Frieza is just polished to shine and earless Eldar given he says monkey. Oh, he says monkey all the time as a slur.
Hello, monkey.
So he's an Eldar is what he's saying. Okay, I get it.
It would make perfect sense for him.
I get it.
I love Frieza. He's such a jerk.
All right, 30 seconds left in the poll, and then we will close it. I think I like Naval Commander too, but Merchant Prince really sings to me because that's how I describe.
It is like Treasure Planet. Like you gotta love it. But I think it's too hopeful for the Imperium.
Maybe I describe rogue traders a lot as merchant princes, so I feel like it is a very fitting description. But you're right; it is a little more positive than the amoral opportunist, for example.
Yeah, because I still like that whole evil element of the rogue traders, where it's like, haha, we're nice and everything. We come to conquer your world and have it join the most brutal fascist dictatorship ever. Yay!
So here's the poll results. The lowest answer was Visionary Zealot. I think we talked him out of it. The winner is Naval Commander, just narrowly beating Merchant Prince.
Really?
Yeah. Our guy's a Naval Commander. He's a Naval Commander. Let me go over here and mark that down as
I did not expect that.
Leadership style.
It makes sense though.
Well, he's got a big ship. He's got a Grand Cruiser.
They do have a Grand Cruiser.
How did you not make a naval joke like he's a naval gazer? You know, I'm surprised at you.
Look, that is way too much intelligence for my level of humor.
All right, so the next section is the core strategic strategic focus. I can spell, I promise you.
No, I can't.
So what is our rogue trader all about? And I think I know what we're gonna get, but I'm just gonna read them out anyway. First option is military conquest, annexing worlds, stuff like that.
This makes total sense with them being a a naval commander.
True, but just hear me out. There's more. I think there's more that will appeal, and you don't have to. Even naval commanders can be more interested in money than that was only their style of leadership, not their.
That's fair. That's fair.
So military conquest is the first option. Trade and exploration is the second one.
Okay.
This one you avoid open war unless it's profitable. The third option is exploration and archaeotech.
Oh, I do like this one.
Hunting lost colonies, STC fragments, xenotech hordes, constantly pushing beyond mapped space. Seems to fit. And the last option, here's the last option. I know you're going to like this one.
All right.
Shadow markets, the cold trade, forbidden relics, covert transportation of sensitive cargo, lives in the gray and black zones of imperial law. Why don't you explain the cold trade while I put this up?
So, well, that's just it. It is the trade of like arcane relics, like things like Eldari weapons, rare or corrupted items, things from like old saints that are now being traded, things that Trazine wants in his collection, rare Pokemon cards.
You think he's got some foil cards in his collection?
Knowing Trazine, absolutely. Although then again, Malkador the Sigillite had a neat collection too that included the Declaration of Independence.
That's right. Malkador's collection is actually super. I can't wait to talk about heresy stuff because Malkador has a really neat collection of stuff, and his role in the heresy is surprisingly big. And his role in like things that he did in the heresy are still resounding in 10,000 years later in 40K. He's a very underappreciated character. So I'm excited about talking about it.
I do find it amusing that the Emperor made the rogue traders and then Malkador made the Inquisition. So it's outside and inside.
Fun fact, he also made the Assassin Order.
Yep. Which I love. And we could have assassins on our crew too, which is crazy to think about. We have one already.
He's also responsible for guys called iterators that later became the Adeptus Arbites. So
yep. I mean, Gilliman did make the Historators, which I think are super cool.
Historators are really cool. God, there's so many things to talk about 40K. When I get dragged down to hell, I'm going to distract the demons from torturing me by just talking all about 40K forever. There's so much to talk about. And they'll be like, yeah, but we got to put you in this lake of fire. And I'll be like, yeah, but have you heard about the Historators? They're really cool.
I think we bring up the Historators when we talk about the Inquisition again. Because they're not the same.
No.
But Gilliman gave the Historators a lot of power. And it's not equivalent at all in any way, shape, or form. But I think their level of authority, well, not authority, their level of research without into darker subjects is something that puts them in the category of that inquisitorial agent, like an inquisitor would absolutely love to have an Historator in their retinue.
Agreed. I think they let me rephrase that. Many inquisitors.
Yes, not all of them,
but many. We got so many great comments here. I could just see so many people. It's great to see you guys engaging with this topic. Rogue Trader is obviously near and dear to my heart. Last chance for the poll. I'm going to be closing that about 30 seconds. What's your particular core strategic focus that you like? I mean, obviously it's the shadow trade.
Yeah, I really like the trade networks and everything, and setting up because you have all of these different characters on your ship right now, it would make total sense that You would bring the orc with you when you're negotiating with other orcs. You would bring the Eldari with you when you're negotiating with Eldari. You might summon the Night Lord dude when you're talking to like a more renegade focused force.
Yeah, Ricardo Andre is talking about the Night Lord dude right now. I put his comment up for you to read.
Oh wow, okay. Our rogue trader is such a great naval commander. He has a living encyclopedia of heretical tactics on a ship from the New Crusade, including just accumulated years of experience in his crew. Yeah.
He's talking about the Night Lord Prophet, is what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
It would make so much sense for this particular captain to have that insight when fighting and dealing with chaos vessels. Like if they would have a knowledge of how far chaos vessel lances shoot and to just strafe around them and get away from them or hide from them.
So we have a tie.
Oh,
we have a tie. We have to break the tie
okay.
somehow. I'm
All right.
curious, but the tie is between exploration and archaeotech and
Okay.
shadow markets.
Okay. So hear me out.
Both. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. As soon as he saw you doing that, I was like, oh, it's going to be both. All right, cool.
Because it
Shadow
makes
markets
sense.
and I'm sorry, I got to make sure I get this straight. Trade, exploration and archaeotech.
I love the cold trade and exploring. Thanks, Godzilla Rex. I just put up one of their comments.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Okay, so we are a very eclectic rogue trader. We have our fingers in a lot of different pies.
But it makes sense for what we have aboard the ship. I'm surprised at this point we don't have a crew.
That's been mentioned. At least one person was like, hey, I would like to have a crew. And I'm like, well, you know, crew are cool.
Honestly, at this point, having a space marine on board might be a liability.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it depends because I hate to say this. I hate that how often I have to say this. It depends. God
Take
damn
a
it.
shot every single time.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to kill you with alcohol poisoning. But so our next step is the key patron. And I will explain the options here. Adeptus Mechanicus Forge. This is where we get our tech support, weapons, and repairs.
But we call them for tech support.
Well, you know what I mean.
No, it's entirely correct, but it's really funny in the context.
But what it costs us is they get the first claim on archaeotech and xenomachinery.
Oh, it makes total sense with how many Xenos are aboard their ship.
Yeah, I know. And there would definitely be factions within the Mechanicus that are like, this is fine as long as you give us dibs onto what you find. Here's the one that I think is the least likely. The Ecclesiarchy or Missionaria Galaxia is our patron.
Okay, hear me out on this. An Ordo Xenos, almost heretical or radical Ordo Xenos Inquisitor would be like, You're studying the enemy, correct? And they'd be like, yes. Here's a bunch of rare stuff we found.
I don't think so. The Ecclesiarchy is not going to go for this, guys.
Well, I meant the Inquisition portion of that.
Well, yeah.
That's the Ecclesiarchy, absolutely not.
So the second option is Ecclesiarchy or the Missionaria Galactica. The third option is a Navis Nobilite, a Navigator house. Because remember, I was saying Navigator houses are very influential, and these guys can give us excellent warp routes, but they drag us into politics. Yeah.
We have enough of that in real world.
And the last option, Alexis,
okay,
is an Inquisition faction.
See, it makes sense. Radical Xenos Inquisitor who just wants to collect all, just wants to finish the Eldar, the Emperor's great work.
Here's the problem. If we have the Inquisition backing us, they can give us all the information and resources that we need until our interests diverge or until they meddle in our affairs a little too much. So
yeah, the Inquisition is a triple-edged sword.
Which one of those 4 sounds best to you?
Honestly, the first one.
All right. Well, the Adeptus Mechanicus Forge.
Yeah, I love the idea of, because a lot of more recent lore, especially surrounding the Necrons, the Adeptus Mechanicus are super interested in them. So it makes total sense that the Adeptus Mechanicus would just be like, yeah, sure, we'll keep your secret. Just give us rare stuff. Neat. And besides, Toaster Boys.
Well,
But given that we know Space Marine 2, for those of you that played Space Marine 2, in the later half of the game, it is uncovered that the world that they're on is a Necron tomb world. And this leads to absolutely nothing. It's just a tease at the 3rd game, which is a super big middle finger to me because that game is only an hour long.
you may want to put a spoiler warning on comments like that.
Spoiler warning, there's Necron artifacts. But that's it. That's it. I'm not telling you the rest of the game. It's just there's some Necron stuff there, but no enemies, no nothing. But the Adeptus Mechanicus is super interested in this planet because of all the artifacts and everything. So I could see the Adeptus Mechanicus contacting a rogue trader network and just being like, "Hey, we see that you have a pet elf. Do you want to sell some of their stuff?"
Micah points out it's 40K. It's legally required for a Space Marine to be present at all times. Come on, Alexis. It's common knowledge, he says.
Look, I know. I get it. We could strap them to the outside of our ship.
We missed a super chat. It looks like Super Orlok has named his assassin as Heba 2, and they are disturbingly friendly. I love it.
Constantly trying to offer handshakes.
Oh,
Hi,
that's
friend.
so cool. That is really cool. All right, so that's
high five. Wait a second.
There we go.
Hang on. High five. Come on, high five.
With the poison ring. She is.
Well, how did these needles get here? What? God forbid a girl has hobbies.
I love the disturbingly friendly part. It reminds me of like a almost anime type characters like, "Hi there, how are you? Have I showed you my collection of poisons? Please come visit my room. You can don't touch anything, but come visit my room."
Hey, does this taste like cyanide?
Does this smell like chloroform to you? Oh, really, really cool. Hugs of death, Latron Care says. Oh, I dig it. All right, we're going to close that poll 30 seconds, guys. So do your last votes if you want. The Inquisitor option, according to Ryan Von Agier, feels like it would repeat the Rogue Trader CRPG a bit. That's quite possible. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
And we do have a comment from Ricardo Andre. Lorebeards, remember, we have a totally legit Angel of the Emperor if the Ecclesiarchy needs to be convinced. Yeah, totally legit, Ricardo Andre.
Yeah. Look, they said so.
Wow. Yikes. I really wouldn't want to be in the room for that one.
No,
all right,
not at all.
Let's close the poll, see what you guys said. Answer is apparently, I hate it how long it takes for this thing to pop up. There we go. Adeptus Mechanicus Forge World wins by a large margin. The Ecclesiarchy was the least picked option. So it is a Forge World of the Adeptus Mechanicus that is our key patron, and it does mean we have to turn over any the good stuff that we find. But in the meantime, our ship runs like a clockwork. Everything is like a Swiss watch. Everything functions very well.
We just keep that distrustful tech priest away.
Well, we have. I mean, maybe that does explain why we have a former Ordo Machinus adept on board, though.
Yeah.
He was like, I got to get out of here. And he jumps on board the Rogue Trader ship and he's like, hey, oh no.
Dang it.
Dang it. Or maybe he's happy. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure, but that's a lot of fun.
Breaks out of prison only to get aboard a bus going to the prison. Dang it.
So we did our ship. There's each ship though is different. They are not ships in 40K are built, I don't want to say by hand, but they all have little quirks. They're not just like one ship of a class and another ship of the same class, even though they have the same armament and the same, even built from the same shipyard, might have slightly different machine spirits. They might have slightly different configurations of their hallways, things like that. You get to know your vessel like, I mean, it is your home, right? It's your home in space. You get to learn it really, really well. But that means you also are very aware of its individual quirks. So would you like to hear these options?
Yes, of course.
I like these a lot. So the first one is proud and warlike. Our ship's machine spirit responds best when seeking honorable battle.
So it's a land raider.
The guns lock faster, the reactors run hotter when charging the enemy, but it tends to sulk during long merchant runs.
Our ship's temperamental.
Oh, actually, that's the second one. The second option is superstitious and temperamental. It demands strict adherence to the rituals, bells, and litanies of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Skipping any of these rites causes misfires, minor malfunctions, or ominous vox whispers.
Oh, ship's haunted.
The third option is going to be appealing to Ricardo Andre. A void silent hunter. Prefers stealth, ambush, and careful maneuvering.
Sundray ship confirmed.
The auger systems are unusually sharp. Auger is the 40K term for sensors. The macro batteries do seem sluggish in stand-up fights because of this. And then the last item, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to pick, is the Pilgrim's Ark. This ship favors carrying masses of passengers and holy relics. Morale is unusually resilient, but the ship does not like leaving pilgrims behind.
That one's kind of weird with
yeah, I'm thinking not on that one. But which one would you pick and why?
Ship's haunted. I'm going with the second one.
The superstitious and temperamental?
Yep, ship's haunted.
So why?
Because it's hilarious.
Okay, but you're gonna have to expand on that.
Okay, fair enough. I will expand on that. I do love the idea that the ship actually has nothing wrong with it, and all the things that they're hearing is actually just typical heavy machinery just moving, but it's echoing through the hallway, so they actually think the ship is like super haunted and everything when it's not. But every now and then, a demon slips in, so it kind of is maybe. Because the color fields shift a little bit, or just one day blink for a second and a demon gets aboard or something. But the idea that they're so paranoid about the ship that every little knock or a floorboard, a floor plate coming a little bit loose and making a scratching noise sends them on edge. So they think it's actually the ship trying to respond to them or doing something. I love the idea that they think the ship is actually haunted when in all reality, it's just a boat.
So we have a super chat from at MTD121. He says the Ogren's name is Morg. Tries to be best buddies with everyone. Morg the Ogren.
And then we have one above that, I believe.
Wait. There's more to read on this one, though.
Yep. I'm just making sure I have that one.
So Morg tries to be best buddies with everyone. He repeats words he overhears the other members say and understands what they mean, but rarely understands what they mean and even rarely uses them in the correct context. I think that second part is actually probably very Ogren. I'm actually not going to write that one down per se, because that's just kind of an Ogren thing. But the being best buddies with everyone is pretty great. I like that one, even though Zorkrates often runs off with his rock. And then we got this one up here. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yes, it is.
All right, why don't you read this one and answer?
How's this for the Navigator? Lady Cecilia
Ziani. Yeah,
sure. Let's go with that. The Navigator has sent me to a flying Xeno zoo. I love that. If his sons don't kill him first, I will. I love that.
The Novator is the head of a Navigator house, and she's saying that. Sorry. So if the Novator has sent me to this ship, I'm going to kill him if his sons don't kill him first. That's what she's saying. But is that it's only $5 donation. I think that is probably not enough for naming a retinue. Is that correct?
I think that is their retinue, right?
Is that there? I'm sorry, you need extra sleep. You probably did do this one, didn't you?
I believe
got
they did.
mistaken. Okay. Because we do have our navigator where is our navigator? Oh, yeah, there it is. I see it. So Lady Cecilia Ciani. I apologize. Need extra sleep. I need extra sleep and forgot.
Yeah, and if we're wrong, Hawk will fix it. And Hawk got it. We are correct. Woo! Go us. We are professionals.
All right.
So long as Hawk holds our hands through this.
Thank you, Hawk. We do appreciate you, buddy.
But I do love the idea of ships being temperamental, and I love the idea that some ships just want to have like battles and everything, and they hate merchant runs. I think that's really cool. It's just something that's like the machine spirit itself is something in 40K that is often debated philosophically within its own setting on whether or not it's real. Where some absolutely believe it's real. Some call a person in a jar that's leading a ship a machine spirit on occasion, which is kind of weird. But it's just this whole thing of whether or not the machine itself is actually thinking. And then there's that whole passage in Freeblade where the knight reaches into the warp and grabs their pilot and pulls them into their machine spirit, which I think is pretty dope. Or was that Kingsblade? I always get the books confused. My apologies if I get that wrong.
So the answer from the chat is it is superstitious and temperamental.
Yes, ship's haunted.
Well, it's fine as long as you follow all the rights. If you strictly adhere to the Mechanicus, the omniscient rights to activate all the machines, it's fine.
I'm
clearly,
just imagining. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I'm just imagining like a tech priest is sitting there like with the what the heck is that thing called that has the incense in it?
A sensor.
Yeah, with that doing the rights to turn on the light, and the orc just comes walking through and flips it on and keeps walking, and the thing is just like, no, you foul beast! Now I must purify it. And then he comes walking out and shuts it off and keeps walking. Why the zog are you doing that? Just flip the switch. Like, dumb you me.
Yeah,
Zog
is an orcish curse word, and I really love it because it has all of the same applicability as the F word does. It is.
Yep.
You can use it as a verb. You can use it as an adjective. You can use it as a noun. To zog or not to zog. That is the question. So our next bit. Go ahead.
The ogre and just sitting there like, whoa, what does this button do? And the tech priest is like, no, you dumb brute. Now I must start the incantations all over again. How could you do this? And then the ogre is just like, well, I'm sorry, friend, and hugs them.
So Morg the Ogren and Zorkrates the Ardfinka are probably our tech priest's biggest headaches out of this group. Although maybe the Demiurge helps. That might be a way to like keep things going. Although the Demiurge would be like, why are all these rituals necessary? Why are you
just be like, what are you doing? Stop.
What are you even doing right now? Yeah.
But you do know what's wrong with it, right? You have the wires like frayed. Just fix them. No, the machine has been perfect for thousands of years. It knows how it needs to function. What? No. Clip fixes it. What?
So the next thing we've got two more. Well, actually three more, but we've got two more that I've written down here. Signature retinue flavor is the next one.
Gotta catch them all.
Which is kind of like, what is how does our retinue function? Okay. And I know one of these options is automatically off the table. I'm going to mention it, but I will not include it in the poll, just to be clear.
All right, what is it?
The first option is Imperial Orthodox. Yeah. Which would be sanctioned psychers only, Sisters of Battle, Confessors, Imperial Guard veterans. Xenos are shot on sight, so no, we're not even going to include that.
I mean, our rogue trader probably shoots their shot all the time with them.
The one I think is the most applicable is the next one, but there's two that are still very cool. So I'm going to list all three of these, and all three of these are possible. But the second one is very similar to what we've already built. Pragmatic Cosmopolitan. It's a mix of humans with a few sanctioned Xenos. The atmosphere is tense but functional.
I absolutely love that one. I'm not gonna lie, I love that one.
Then there's the third one, and I love all. To be clear, I love all three of these. The third one is the Feudal Court in Space. So the rogue trader runs his retinue like a knight household. There's heralds, duelists, poets, courtiers. Politics aboard the ship resembles a high Gothic noble court. I kind of dig that. And then the last one, and this one might also appeal to you, Alexis. A den of rogues.
I love it.
Cold traders, information brokers, assassins, and mercenaries. Loyalty is maintained with fear. Hey, we've got a Night Lord on board.
That does make sense.
Loyalty is maintained by fear, profit shares, and carefully rationed secrets.
I can only imagine like the amount of times the one Eldar we have on board. No, the one of the two Eldar we have on board like puts a knife to our rogue trader's throat only to have a knife drawn on them.
Well, it depends, because we also have an Eldar, a xenophile, who will probably die to defend either one of them. So
he's just the Reddit mod.
What would you pick and why?
The Feudal Court sounds really fun. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a Dark Angel fan.
Same.
That one does sound like a lot of fun. What'd you say was the first one?
Pragmatic name? Cosmopolitans.
I keep thinking of our rogue trader as Zap Brannigan.
Okay, Kif, light up the warp engines.
The Imperium told me to shoot Eldar on sight, so I shot them with my eyes.
I shot my shot, if you will. All right, the poll is up for the signature retinue flavor. Den of Rogues is really attractive, but Feudal Court is also really attractive. And honestly, the one that fits the most, in my opinion, is the Cosmopolitans. But I'm going to leave it up to chat because you guys know what you like. You know exactly what you like.
She's built like a Grand Cruiser, but handles like Leviathan.
Oh, wow. You know, Zap Brannigan is not an unusual type of rogue trader either.
No, that's the best part.
So let's see.
Kif, I have made love to an Eldar. Inform the men.
Which Eldar, sir?
We have more than one.
Oh my god, so funny. So we're almost at 2 hours, and we haven't even talked about. There's so much more to go over. We're gonna have to do a second part at a bare minimum of this. But we did our Let's Build had a second part. So if you guys want to see a second part of this, please let us know on the Discord. We have a very active Discord for the Lorebeards community. You guys are called the Lore Seekers, and if you want to join us, Hawk will put the Discord link into the chat for me. I think we have a very active Discord where we discuss all kinds of things related to Warhammer, including Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Fantasy and 40K. And we're active on it. A lot of our chat are very active on it. It's a great place to come in and be a part of the Lore Seekers community. So if you would like to see a second part of this, we have plenty of material to do that with.
I knew that the Necrons had a predetermined amount of kills that they had to do, so I sent wave after my own men after them.
All right, so I'm closing the poll. Get your last votes in now. Oh wow, I like this. Ryan Von Ager says Lore Seekers is good, but imagine if they were called Lore Stubbles. I mean, like the stubbles of a beard, I guess is what he's talking about. Like stubble, like on the face. You know, like they haven't shaved.
Oh, that's fair.
And Ricardo Andre says the most hilarious part of this is thinking that the Night Lord is trying not to flay the priest for both mispronouncing Old Gothic and because Lorgar is the guy who wrote the damn book. There's some deep cuts here for Horus Heresy and how the ecclesiarchy was founded. But the short version is Lorgar, who is the Primarch of the Lorebeards Legion, wrote a book that became the foundation of the Imperium's religion, which is called the Imperial Creed, practiced by a group called the Ecclesiarchy, which is one of the most powerful groups in the Imperium. All right,
So
the poll,
oopsie daisy.
we're ending the poll, and the answer is Lore Fluffs, says Lord Ford. Lore Fluffs would be a good name. Pragmatic Cosmopolitans are the winners. Den of Rogues was the least favorite option.
Really?
Yeah. I know, surprising.
Okay, yeah. I think it was because of all my Zap Brannigan mentions.
Maybe. Now we come to the hidden dynasty secret. This is probably going to be one of your favorites, Alexis.
Okay. All right.
So, first option, tainted warrants.
Oh, don't.
So
I
love
that.
Part of the text on the warrant is heretical, forged, or altered. And if this is ever exposed, it can invalidate the warrant entirely.
This could actually be a number sequence on the thing that only the tech priest would be able to find.
Maybe.
Wait a second. This warrant contains 666 letters.
The second option, I think, is the most likely. Xenos Pact. At some point in the past, our dynasty made a secret agreement with a specific Xenos group, and that debt is not yet paid.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, me too. And
that would explain the Eldar on board.
It absolutely would. The third option is a buried mutiny. We had a major uprising aboard our ship that was brutally suppressed and scrubbed from the records, but there are people on board who still serve, and they remember what happened.
They would be old as shit.
Well, I mean, passed down orally. Well, and our ship has been, lost in the war for a very long time. So time is weird.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then the last option is also really cool. Forbidden Reliquary.
I mean, that kind of makes sense with the stuff we have on it.
Hidden deep within the ship is a sealed vault containing a relic that should absolutely not exist, like the Corona Nox that we've already got listed.
That kind of makes sense. I'm not going to lie.
What's your favorite out of those four and why?
Okay, I want to go with the Corona Nox because that makes total sense. It makes sense for the Night Lord being aboard. It makes sense for the lore of the whole thing that's happening. It even makes sense for maybe even the Eldar being there because they might know what it actually is. And the rogue trader just thinks it's this.
Quite possible.
The other one is the Xenos Pact.
Yeah,
hands down, the Xenos Pact makes a lot of sense. There have been some really cool Xenos Pacts in the past before, like the Death Watch making a deal with the Eldar, which was kind of weird because it's the Death Watch. The guys that kill aliens.
Yeah, specifically designed to kill aliens.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could reason with them and tell them to, screw off for a couple 100 years, a win is a win.
I should also point out, anybody who didn't guess the shirt, it is the Venture Brothers team.
It's a good shirt.
Which is, like I said, similar to a Rogue Trader retinue, but not actually a Rogue Trader retinue. I like Rothian Fairmoon, his comment about the Eldar group. Your debt is not yet paid. You are to give us one of your children, the Rogue Trader. I've been trying, but I'm shooting blanks. And the Eldar's like, that's not what we meant.
There is I love the one joke story where you make a deal with a witch to give them your first offspring, and then you sell your child to a demon. So there's a whole custody battle between them two, and you just leave.
There's an older meme that I remember from about 20 years ago, which was, the fairy queen shows up and says, we will make a deal, but you'll have to give us your firstborn child. And the
When
answer
do we
is,
start?
yeah, you know that one. Yeah. When do we start?
Starts taking off clothes.
Yeah.
When do we start? This is an awesome trade.
Absolutely. So the Xenos Pact makes the most sense, but I do also like the Forbidden Reliquary because we already put it in. That's one of the great things about these Let's builds.
Yeah, they kind of after a bit build themselves, and it's great.
Well, it's the part that I love is when the individual pieces that didn't seem to fit start to come together.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it just builds this picture in your mind.
I do love the idea that we have an assassin after the Night Lord. The Night Lord is protecting the vault. The Shadow Seer is trying to predict where that Night Lord is going to be to get that crown for themselves. But in order to do that, they have to protect the rogue trader. The orc is there for shits and giggles. The ogre once got a sticker from the rogue trader, so is going to protect them with their life.
Well, he's friends with everybody. The ogre is.
Yes.
So. Morg the Ogren. He's friends with everybody. I'm going to close the poll in 30 seconds, so get your votes in. I think Ryan Von Eager has an interesting idea. The secret pact is that the orcs wouldn't attack your ship, and the orc on board is secretly there to ensure that you give them what they want most, which is lots of fights. Big crump, as he puts it. I think that's really, really cool.
So, funny enough, in Dawn of War 2, the expansion pack that include the Inquisition and the orcs, the orc in that whole thing, the trade for the orc was to give them weapons so that they can wage war against the guard there for another couple hundred years. Like, that was the trade. And then the orc's like, toss in your hat and we have a deal. No hat, no deal. And then at the end of the game, when the orcs lose, they're just like, at least I got your hat, and leave.
So the answer from chat is it's a Xenos Pact. Which does make an awful lot of sense. We've got a super chat here about the Seneschal, which let me scroll down to that section. The Seneschal's name is Sayura Lin, according to Aleth68.
Yep.
09. She grew up as an administrative scribe on an archive world. Interesting. And a former Xenos adept. Hawk, make sure that this is the same person for me, if you would, please, just to make sure I'm not getting two people confused.
Abelard, make sure this is the same person.
Yeah, well, Hawk is my Abelard, and that makes him the strongest guy on the ship. In my Rogue Trader Dynasty, Hawk is the strongest man because he clearly knows all. But I'm going to put it here.
Although we also have Lord Vorn here as well to help us out.
Well, true. That is true. Sayura Lin grew up as an administrative scribe.
Hawk is basically Abelard, confirmed. Yep.
On an archive world. What's an archive world?
An archive world is a place where they take the collective knowledge of other places and store it in a gigantic library. A lot of it, most of it is handwritten, and there are scribes in there whose whole job is to go through it alphabetically and rewrite the books so that they could last into another 1,000 years, because the books rot in there, because you aren't really allowed to read them ever unless you have clearance.
Lord Vorn says, Hawk is your Abelard. I am Hawk's Abelard. It's a hierarchy of Abelards.
Abelards, destroy the enemies of the Imperium.
You know, if it was just that easy, right? Love it. Okay, that's great. I appreciate that. So I did say there was one last thing to cover for the Rogue Trader, and that is just double check. It is the warrant conditions and obligations. So the warrant of trade can come with certain obligations, certain requirements. Basically, warrants of trade are not just a blank check. They can be a go here and do this, very specific, like a military order, or they can have a far more general, like, I need you to lead a crusade into this particular sector. Or they can be incredibly broad, which is like, hey, just go do what needs to be done. And this is what our list is going to be.
Trader, destroy the enemies of the Imperium.
The 4 options before us: Sacred Crusade. The warrant mandates regular campaigns against a specific enemy, and neglecting this risks censure by the Lords of Terra.
What a bunch of jerks.
The second one is a tithe and tribute clause. A fixed percentage of all profits and discoveries must go to a particular High Lord of Terra, Sector Lord, or institution like the Inquisition.
This makes sense for us having to pay off the Mechanicus.
Oh, that would. Yes. That would actually make a lot of sense, the tithe and tribute clause. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit.
The third option is we're just going to exclude it from we're going to exclude it from the poll. Pilgrimage and protection clause. The dynasty must maintain and defend certain pilgrimage routes and shrine worlds at the edge of imperial space.
No.
And then the fourth one is the do what must be done. The warrant's language is unusually vague, clearly intended to give near total freedom in unexplored regions.
It's that one scene from that show that is only good in clips, where the guy's just like, I know more than you.
So what one would you pick and why?
I got to go with the second one. I really like the idea that they are just paying off the Mechanicus. The Mechanicus is keeping their ship running and everything and keeping it ship shape. But I like the idea that they're slowly trading with each other while also stealing a whole bunch of relics and everything for themselves. It gives it makes the most sense for us. Weirdly enough, the pilgrimage one could make sense if the vessel itself is trying to maintain peace with all the Xenos races so it can get a safe route through. But that's a stretch.
Yeah, I don't see that one happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's like no, this would only happen maybe for like 10 years at best.
It's a cover story you give to a gullible customs officer. It is not something that would fool the Inquisition at all.
The Inquisition looks at it. Really? Yes. Failed perception. Oh.
Yeah, it would take a 1 on the perception roll for sure. We do have a couple of super chats. Let's read those while they vote on the poll. Ricardo Andre, back again, sir. Thank you. It's good. You really appreciate all your support today. There is a theory that the Corona Nox has Conrad's soul trapped in it. The diamond inlaid in it is described almost perfectly as a soul stone. The Eldar in canon want it. Oh.
I like this.
Maybe it is the real Corona Nox. Actually, I think, you know what? I'm going to take those. I'm going to take the unusual act of removing the quotation marks to say that if it's not the Corona Nox, it's a damn good copy.
Oh my God. It's actually just a Zinchian ploy.
Or Slaneshi. Don't forget.
Slanesh really likes Eldar.
Well, Zeech being behind everything is kind of an overused trope, which is why I kind of want to pull back a little bit from that. But there's all kinds of shadow manipulators, including Be'lakor, who could be involved here.
There is a story of a Farseer who is seeing visions of trying to save a couple of soul stones and yada yada yada, trying to save a bunch of her race and whatever. And the whole book goes by, and basically it turns out that it's actually Slanesh tricking them the entire time. And the thing that they were going after to try to rescue was a keeper of secrets. So, oopsie daisy, unleashed a keeper.
Well, we've got some notes about the Corona Nox here. We have a super chat from @MTD121. Thank you for your support today. So many of the retinue are worrying about the Corona Nox, and our orc nicked it ages ago and has it hidden under their bunk. That is hilarious and orky as hell, especially for a freebooter.
He calls it the pointy rock.
Well, but does he keep it right next to Boldy?
Yes.
Also, Morg is the herald, introducing the rogue trader and announcing their glorious titles. Ah, love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, meow.
So he's the rogue trader's herald and introduces them to everyone and announcing their glorious titles. Yes, I would love to see an Ogren do that. Hear yees, hear yees. And I will make a note under the Corona Nox that it is currently in the possession of Zorkrates.
It sometimes also talks to him.
All right. Wow. All right. So let's close that poll and see where we're at with our warrant of trade. And the answer is dun dun dun, tithe and tribute clause. We are definitely,
it makes total sense.
We're in bed with the Mechanicus from the jump. So we're not correct. Let's see, tithe and tribute clause.
So keep in mind, everyone, if you do want to add a rogue trader entourage character to this for a $20 donation, you can create your own character that'll be a part of this rogue trader entourage forever at this point, unless someone kills him. Can you hop down?
Oh, Kovu, you're so cute. All right, so I think we can now dispense with the rogue trader himself, or themselves, unless we want to come up with a name.
It's actually the Mechanicus is our sugar binary.
Okay, all right. Well, do we want to? How do we want to? Do we want to name the dynasty, or do we want to name the rogue trader? How do we want to do this?
So I think the best thing that we do is we give the rogue trader a title that they go by and leave it ambiguous.
Okay, so a title.
Yes,
that's cool.
The reason I say this is it gives it the silent protagonist vibes, where
it
could be anybody's.
Yeah, like Shepard.
Yeah.
Or
douchebag from South Park.
There you go. Yeah, hey, douchebag. Yeah. Oh my god. So we need. Why don't you come up with the title? Because I don't have an option list for this, but I think.
Okay.
We know enough about this person to give them some sort of title, I believe.
So they have to have some type of Mechanicus title. John Warhammer the 40,000.
Zero Daimu says the Crown Keeper is it?
Wow. Oh, that is right on the money. I
mean, that's really good, yo.
That is ridiculously good. Until somebody tops this, I think that has to be it.
Okay, yeah, sold. All right, so now let's talk about our seat of dynastic power.
That just sounds like the most fancy toilet ever. You call yours the Golden Throne? Mine is the seat of dynastic power.
So keep in mind, this is for dynasty level stuff. This is not just our rogue trader is not necessarily the only one of his dynasty. There can be multiple family members, because dynasties can extend over thousands of years. You can have, great grandpa can still be flying around in his ship. Okay.
That is very true.
And they have holdings. Rogue traders are wealthy merchant princes, as I like to describe them. And they can have entire worlds that basically are under their control. Typically, these are worlds beyond the Imperium, but they can also be places where the rogue trader has just invested so much time and wealth that it is de facto their planet, even if it is technically, there's probably an imperial governor who's like, hello, rogue trader, how may I kiss your feet today?
That's actually like a very big part of the rogue trader games, is that you put puppet politicians in place.
Sorry, had a little issue with Google Docs there. Okay, so our 4 options are an orbital crown habitat. Crowns are featuring a lot in this one.
Apparently.
This is a colossal ring or cluster of linked void stations.
Oh my god, the crown would make so much sense, because that's why they're called the Crown Keeper. It has nothing to do with the Nox.
Right? It's all coming together, baby.
Oh my god, it just works.
So in this case, the dynasty's palaces, armories, and archives are all in low orbit like a jeweled halo. And I gotta, yeah, go ahead.
I love that. That is just so goddamn cool.
I mean, I want to give chat the chance to vote, but
Yes.
that is like nailed it level right now. The second option is a fortress cathedral on a feudal world, a mountain-sized bastion ruling over armored knights, tithe serfs, and relic shrines. The local rulers are technically kings, but in practice, they are our vassals.
Okay.
Yeah, the cathedral part that says ecclesiarchy, and the relic shrine says ecclesiarchy, and ecclesiarchy would not be okay with all of these freaking aliens.
In all fairness, they might be a front to keep the ecclesiarchy away.
Yeah, okay. Very good idea. I like where your head's at there. The third option is a hidden anchorage in a debris belt, sort of a pirate port, if you will, buried amongst asteroids and scrap. Its location is known only to trusted captains, and it is ideal for disappearing cargo and people.
Oh, that's so cool also.
I'm glad you like these options. These were fun to put together. The last is a migratory flag fleet. The Dynasty does not own any single world. Instead, a cluster of void ships wander permanent circuits. Home is wherever the flagship anchors.
Oh, I like this one. Rework
Right.
it for a Forge World.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all
For the
good in
crown
different
one.
ways. They're all good in different ways. Which one would you pick, though?
It's the crown, the first one.
Okay. Now describe why you like the idea of this ring of linked void stations.
Okay, so Warhammer 40K as a setting has some of the coolest goddamn space constructs in the history of forever. They have these massive, and I mean colossal, space constructs that they build to farm asteroids, that they build to protect planets. And these things they dwarf all of the ships. They are so big that the biggest ship can fly into them and dock. That's what I imagine what one of these is. It's just that. It's just colossal. And then there's another one and another one. And they're just ringed together, held together by a series of either colossal chains or an actual band that goes around them to make the crown. So it actually has like the 2 points in the front and like one on the back to make like a crown shape that constantly sits in the orbit of this planet and just you see it at all times. It actually casts a massive shadow on the world. And then you could, yeah, like, I'm sorry, that is the coolest thing in the world to me.
Rush 21129 points out that the second option could be reflavored as Adeptus Mechanicus instead of Ecclesiarchy. The relic shrines could be Admech shrines.
That is very true. And that
Very
makes
cool.
it also really cool.
Great point. Great point. And Dragon Magic says maybe the crown is over the Adeptus Forge world.
Yeah.
The Mechanicus Forge world, I mean. But yeah.
Yes.
And then Ryan Von Ager says, what if their planet was near the Eye of Terror and the Great Rift briefly made it go dark? Yikes. Yikes. No. So and Dragon Magic also points out, aren't feudal Admech generally banned in roleplay sessions? Oh,
yes.
He watched our Dark Heresy review from Monday.
So I ban them because most of the players who play them don't play them for a role-playing purpose. They play them because they get really, really, really powerful armor right away. It's kind of why you don't let a Zealot Sister Battle exist, even though those make total sense. A Crusading Sister Battle, sorry, because there's a gimmick in the setting where you can turn all of your corruption into faith and just make the character insanely overpowered immediately. So I ban it in my games because I want to set a role play focus game instead of I'm going to build the most broken character I can.
Well, we have a clear winner in the poll, so I'm just going to go ahead and end it right now.
Yeah.
73%
Jesus.
voted for the orbital crown habitat. It just makes sense. Orbital crown habitat, it is. I like the idea that it's over the AdMech Forge World, but it could be
Yes,
anywhere. Okay, we'll just keep that then.
because it makes sense.
Ta-da!
And do you know what the crazy part is, though? Like, hear me out on this.
Okay.
The shadow itself is the only like cool zone on their planet because it's so polluted that people flock to it and travel with it because of the shadow from the space station, the crown.
I think we should do one more, which is the economic keystone, and then we should talk about how all this stuff comes together. I think that would be my suggestion.
Yes, I fully agree. I'm right there with you.
Because we're 20 minutes into our last hour here.
And
We have
is right there.
Lord Vorn has a question. Would the Adeptus Mechanicus tolerate a rogue trader's presence? It depends. Functional vassal or no over one of their blessed forge worlds. Some forge worlds would, yes. Some would not.
The way that I would justify this is that this forge world is so far away that maybe at one point in Imperial history it had a lot of support, but now it doesn't. So this vessel being here is just beneficial.
Well, I mean, it's the ring, it's not the ship, but the ship does come back and forth, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, the ring itself would just be super useful.
Totally agreed. So I'm going to set up a poll for the next option, which is the economic keystone. The options here are number 1, grain and grox conglomerates. Grox are space cows. They're big lizards, but they're space cows.
They're also super vicious and kill everything.
But this means
40K-ify it.
Like you do. This means that our dynasty controls multiple agri worlds, or at least their export rights. We feed entire subsectors, and hunger is our favorite negotiating tool.
Okay, so we're incredibly rude.
The second option, I think I'm just going to pull right out because once again, Pilgrim Route Syndicate.
They really want that pilgrim thing.
I put it in there in case we went in ecclesiarchy. I thought maybe they'll want to do Sister of Battle stuff. You never know. You never know.
We can't predict our chat.
It's true. The dynasty dominates travel to a cluster of shrine worlds and miracle sites. Again, this could be Adeptus Mechanicus pilgrims. So,
yes, that could be.
Relics, passage, and donations all flow through our coffers.
I like that one.
I guess I will leave it in if we can flavor it AdMech. I think we can.
Yeah.
And then the third one is armaments and security contracts. We're gun runners, baby.
Gun runners are fun.
The house controls, distribution of manufactured munitions, armor, and hired regiments.
Oh, that would make sense as to why they have an orc there to trade with other orcs.
Wars are bad for most people, but it's very good for our ledger books.
I like that.
See, okay, go ahead.
Oh, there's a comment here that I really like.
The Crown Shadow is the name for the local shadow market. Oh, that's hot.
That's really cool.
Okay, that's going in.
I don't know where we put that, but we put that somewhere.
I think that'll be under the Crown habitat.
Yeah,
on the planet, because that's really cool. Although it could be on the ship. You tell me if you want it on the ship or the world. Godzilla Rex.
Godzilla Rex. I pretty much I know that that's the name of the Godzilla species, but I hate it and I love it.
All right, so let me get through these options and then we'll set up that poll. Pilgrim Route Syndicate, armaments and security contracts, which is gun running, and the last one is shipbreaking and relic salvage. Our fortunes rest upon tearing apart ancient space hulks and void wrecks and then auctioning the secrets within. Most of the time, nothing wakes up when we cut it open.
Most of the time.
That
would also make sense why we have so many Xenos.
Right? I mean, there's a lot of all these options can make sense in the right context.
Yes.
I'm going to go set up the poll. Talk about which one you would like to do.
Well, there is a super chat here. Really quickly. We should play with the whole warp jump into the future thing. Who in the retinue is modern and who is technically ancient?
Yeah, we will after this is the last one we're doing for the polls, and after we get this one settled, that's what we'll jump into. Very good point, Zero Diamond. We will cover that for sure.
That actually does sound really cool.
So while I set up this poll, talk about whether you'd want to be a gun runner, a shipbreaker, a pilgrim route runner, or a grain runner.
So the grain runner would make sense as they are feeding everyone in the but it doesn't make too much sense with the whole having like okay, if it was me, I would take the selling cows. That seems the safest. Like no one's coming for the person selling a cow, except maybe the Tyranids, and that's fine. You just die. That's a fate in 40K that you're okay with. The gun runners does sound a lot of fun, but that also with the sheer amount of Xenos that we're going to be dealing with at this point, more than likely we're going to be dealing with Dark Eldar at this point also because we have two Eldari on our boat already. They seem to attract each other for some reason.
Well, to be clear, we have a Asuryani, which is their Ranger, and we have a Harlequin, which is our Shadowseer.
Yes.
Two different factions.
Running into a third faction of Eldar doesn't seem out of the question. And then we could run into the Corsairs too. So, there's a lot of risks with gun running.
Or Exodites.
Yeah, or Exodites. Oh my God, there's so much. But there's so many different risks with gun running that it's probably the one that would be the most fun, but most dangerous. I think the ship cracking and potentially asteroid cracking and mining operations would explain the kindred aboard our ship extremely well.
The Demiurge, yeah.
It would also explain like what we do with the giant asteroids that we crack in half and hollow out. We sell them to the orcs.
Oh, under the table?
Yeah.
That's the freebooter. He's like, I need roll rocks.
Yeah, these rocks is right good.
What do the orcs give? I mean, teeth is their currency, but would a rogue trader want orc teeth?
No, what I think the orc is trading to the Imperium is it's a war that's far away. And okay. What the rogue trader is giving is munitions for that war, or in this case, giant rocks, so that they can, go use them somewhere else, because that's someone else's problem, not your problem. That's someone else's until that problem comes back. But you know what? That's a future rogue trader's problem. Thus, not your problem. I see the Eldar and, the different Eldari fighting with Nox, fighting to try to get the Nox, which is safely with the York, which is hilarious.
Safely.
I mean, in all fairness, a super dangerous artifact like that is probably better in the Orc's hands than anyone else.
Really? I don't know about that.
What's the Orc gonna do? Bite it? Oi, this thing's talking to me. Says he's curs. He's cursing at me. You zogging git.
Okay, I gotta be honest. If it were me, I would be happiest with the Shadowseer, because the Harlequins have a history of making fairly smart choices. So
yeah, but we've established that our rogue trader might actually be Zap Brannigan.
I know, you're right.
I'm joking about that. We are nameless when it comes to our rogue trader, just so everyone has a right to them. That's also why we're not gendering them. So that if you feel the rogue trader is a woman, that's all cool. If you feel that they're the man, it's cool, non-binary, cool. But I like the planet cracking. Not planet cracking. In this case, it would be like asteroid mining and ship breaking, like finding space hulks and breaking them.
That is what everybody else likes too. That is the highest on our poll by a large margin. I do want to point out that Raytheon Fairmoon suggests that the rogue trader helped arm the orcs that fought the Tyranids. That's the Octarius War that he's talking about. And yes, that would be interesting. Very interesting.
I mean, that would explain like Kryptman would reach out to a rogue trader for the trade opportunity with them. It just works.
Kryptman will do business with just about anybody. Okay, so we have our rogue trader and we have our retinue. What do we want to talk about first as far as bringing things together?
Oh man, this is a lot. So let's try to figure out who's the ancients in here.
Okay, that's fair. We know that Aureliet is modern.
Yeah, they have to be modern.
Let's just do that. She's very modern, very progressive. Our Skitari, did we ever find out what kind of Skitari it was?
Yes. Can I add this to the stage real quick?
Sure.
Oh, wait, I can't. You have to put
Let me-
yours down.
Yeah, yep, sorry. There you go.
Woo! That's what they wanted.
Okay, and what is that called?
That is a, oh my God, I know the name of it. It is a, brain work. It's a sulfur hound.
Okay.
But what the heck is the unit called? Because the creature that it's riding is a sulfur hound. Oh my God, I completely forgot the name of this unit.
All right, somebody in the chat.
Please
bring it
help.
up.
My brain
Yeah.
stopped working.
All right, so that's our Skitari.
Yep.
I'm going to put this back up.
Yep.
This is our I'm not sure what role the Skitari has on the ship right now. Maybe just the passenger, who knows? Oh, could be an observer from the Forge World though.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot.
Let's throw that in as their role.
Horse spot. Horse. Thanks, chat. I'm sure Victor, if he was here, he'd be able to help because he knows the name, but I'm just gonna look it up really quickly. Good boy, yes.
All right. Zorkrates is obviously he's our orc liaison.
Yes. It's Mechanicus. They are called. Where are you? Oh my God! Why? What? Where are you? Ah, they're Cerberus riders.
A Cerberus rider. Okay.
Yes.
So Skitari Cerberus rider.
Yep. Cerberus Sulfur Hounds, or yeah, this what you put is fine.
Okay, great. I do want to point out, I think that our Kriegsman is actually he says he's a bodyguard, so I think he's the Archmilitant.
Yeah, he has to be the Archmilitant. That makes total sense.
And Heba 2 is our assassin. She could also be a Archmilitant. She could be a lot of different things.
I don't think she would have a specific role on the ship aside from just being there. So possibly just a bodyguard.
Well, bodyguard. Yeah, she's she's like the Casey Ryback, if you get the reference.
Yeah.
She's just a cook. Just an ordinary lowly cook. And then she kills like everybody on the other ship. So yeah, is Zorkrates and the Skitari, are they modern or ancient?
So I think the Skitari has to be modern because the Sulfur Hounds are from 40k.
Okay. And Zorkrates probably also modern. Has to be modern, yeah. Heba 2 though, she can be ancient.
Yes, this one being ancient makes total sense.
Awesome. Morg the Ogren can also be ancient if he wants to be.
I like him as an ancient. He's been there a while, you know, he's older, but he's got a beard.
Okay. Sorry, Ryan Von Eger saying I didn't know they were ancient or didn't know they were modern. Which one are you talking about, Ryan? I'm not sure. Oh, Simple Taylor. Oh, that's a great Star Trek reference. Love it.
Oh, yeah, we have to put that.
Garrick. She's Garrick. Yes. She's a she is a Simple Taylor. That's fantastic. Yep. Good old Garrick. All right. Chomp, the Pelagears. I think he has to be modern.
Yeah, modern.
I'm not I don't know. I don't know the Pelagears very well, so I'm going to apologize in advance. I don't know, but I think he has to be modern. I'm just guessing. Then we've got the Navigator, who can be ancient if she would like to be.
I like the idea that the Navigator is an ancient because that's what helped this dynasty get back on its feet and be welcomed back.
Well, she's similar to Eleanor of Aquitaine in The Lion in Winter. That means she's very, how do I put this? She's very influential and very forceful. She can get her point across. Yeah, extremely well. She's probably an excellent orator, and I imagine that she's called upon by the Rogue Trader often to sort of flex the political might of her house.
She stands there in the room. Oh, oh.
Well, not like that necessarily. I would imagine more subtle and nuanced, but yeah. We have our seneschal, Sayura Lin, who grew up as an administrative scribe on an archive world. I believe that means she has to be modern.
Yeah, let's go modern for her. Okay.
And
We're
then we have
getting
our
there.
former Kriegsman, also has to be modern, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's an interesting one, but I think because we're doing the more modern Krieg lore, we should go with modern.
However, Necroplayer 97 says ancient would be thematic of his Kriegsman suggestion, especially if he shares his year of leaving Krieg.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay, sold. He's the guy who did
Yep.
it, so the
Solid argument.
yeah, I agree with that. He's ancient. It's a very strange guy, but he's ancient. The Demiurge can be either, but I'm assuming modern.
Yes. I like the idea that the Demiurge is modern because he's trying to figure out trade routes with the Imperium. Or they are.
We have Moogiver, who has to be modern because it's Ordo Machinum.
Yep.
And Eleanor Starmist. Gotta love that name.
I think they are ancient.
Name. Please give me permission. I would like to steal that name for my D&D campaign. It's so good. What are you saying, Alexis?
Ancient.
Okay. Our Beastman and his Minotaur brother. Are these our load masters? Are these our cargo masters?
Yeah, I think these are our cargo masters or our beast handlers.
And the Exiled One says ancient, please. Exiled One, is that for the mutants?
Yeah, I think that's for the mutants.
All right, cool. So they're ancient beastmen, and they are beastmasters and cargo handlers.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. They can bark at them or moo.
We know that Melkor is ancient, and I don't think he has a role in the ship. I think he's just there. I think
he is just there.
I think this rogue trader is honestly scared to get rid of him. I think the rogue trader's like, okay, Melkor, what do you want? And stay away from me. And Melkor's like, I want this.
Hear me out. Melkor is older than the rogue trader. And the previous rogue trader had them as well. So they were inherited with the ship.
Okay, I like that a lot. Ricardo Andre, are you okay with that? And Boldy, it doesn't require it. Boldy can be. It doesn't really matter if he's ancient or modern.
You know, it's really funny though. Boldy is both ancient and modern. They had to replace him.
Maybe that's possibly. But so now we know where everybody comes from.
Yep.
And we filled our roles. We don't have a explorator or head tech priest yet. And it cannot be the Cerberus Rider because Skitarii are not tech priests, to be clear.
Yeah.
So it could be either.
Well, the Cerberus Riders are scouts.
Skitarii are not tech priests. It doesn't matter. It literally does. He could be the chief Skitarii of all Skitarii. He cannot do what tech priests do. The tech priest could be Moogiver. Moogiver could be like, hey, I'm totally a tech priest. I'm legit. This piece of paper I have that I wrote myself says I'm totally legit. I am now the explorator. Which would be heresy.
Like that.
Which would be heresy. But Zero Diamond says the Demiurge is the real head tech priest.
You know, I actually really do love this.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, the Demiurge could also take up the Explorator, like, because he wouldn't care. He'd be like, yeah, whatever. You can call me a tech priest. I don't care. The head tech priest. I love it. The Skitarii crying in the corner.
Listen, I love Skitarii. They're cool, but they are not tech priests, and they cannot do what tech priests do. I
I
apologize
love
for that.
this. I love this.
Oh, Alucard from Helsing. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so Melkor. So sorry for people who are listening to this. Aleth 6809 says that Melkor gives me vibes of Alucard from the Helsing manga, the chained monster of the Dynasty. Pretty cool. I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
The craziest thing though is I could imagine like in the middle of an interrogation where our rogue trader is actually losing, you just see him pop down, kill them, leave, and they're just like, "What the hell was that?"
We did get permission from Ricardo Andre to make Melkor an inheritance. Wow, okay, that's an interesting question. So is Melkor part of the Xenos Pact? Is Melkor part of the Tithe and Tribute? Like, was this something that they had with the Mechanicum from the Great Crusade days? Or is he part of the political exile? There's a lot of different possibilities for him, because if he's part of the warrants, right? If he's part of the warrant, if he's actually inherited, there's a lot of options here. So something to think about. And Micah,
I like the idea that he came with the ship.
Micah says, when things go bad, he starts to take names and make capes out of people. That's a very Night Lord thing to do. Make capes out of people. I love it. This is one heck of a rogue trader group, y'all. Sorry, I raised in Arkansas. Sometimes my Arkansas comes out when I say things like y'all. I do apologize.
Why would you apologize? Y'all is a great word.
Well, it's versatile, and there is a form of y'all that is by possibly one of my favorite words to say, which is a contraction of all of you all will, and is pronounced all y'all.
I have heard that.
All y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
But in New York, we have a word that essentially sums up the sentence, yes, I am quite all right. And that's just,
New York.
Yeah, I am a New Yorker. I am from Queens, New York.
Oh, I was going to ask which borough. There you go.
Yeah.
From Queens. Hey, that's where Eddie Murphy went. Twice.
That's what you know Queens for. Thanks. Eddie Murphy.
Hey, they made 2 movies about it. What can I say? Wow, Necroplayer says, I think you mean Arkansas. No, I don't. Dragon Magic says, too bad we don't have names for the Beastmen. Yeah, we do have some unnamed characters. The Demiurge does not have a name, and the Beastmen do not have names.
I imagine the Demiurge's name is just Demiurge, because he just said that, well, they just said that their name, that they were a Demiurge, and they're just like, okay, cool, that's your name now.
Oh, Lich Lord Kears points out I should be talking about Spider-Man, who's also from Queens. Yes, thank you. You're right. Spider-Man is the better one for that. You're right. So the Beastmen, the Skitarii, and the Demiurge all need names. If you guys, if you are the creator of any of those, please make a note in the chat saying I am the creator of X and their name is Y. So this is one hell of a group. You've got 2 Eldar, an Eldar Ranger and a Shadowseer from the Harlequins. You've got a Skitarii and a former Ordo Machinum adept. You've got a former Ordo Xenos adept. So you got a couple of Inquisitor on board. So Sayura Lin is actually one of my favorite characters in this whole thing. She's the one who is the former Xenos adept on the run from her Inquisitor after being revealed as a Xenophile. And she absolutely adores Euriliot, which is great.
Tries to follow them around the ship. They hide. They find them.
Gaming Potato says, I think I saw some names for the Brother Beastmen. Okay, I did not. I apologize. If you did see them, I missed it. I apologize.
We require the names.
Either Hawk or Lord Vorn. Abelard, fetch me the names of these people. Quick question. Do we have minis this week, or should we wait for Saturday on that?
Let me double check. I didn't get a chance to check through the mini posting this week. We are going to save that for Saturday's show because we only have one.
Melkor and Heba 2, who's the assassin, are why you should never investigate this rogue trader, according to Super Orlok. Have they already been investigated and the Inquisitor never returned? That's my first thought. But Super Orlok is a really good point that between Melkor and Heba 2, anybody who's looking too deeply into this ship just probably doesn't come back.
Now, here's something crazy for you, Ross. Which one is the Calidus assassin?
Well, it's not Heba 2, right? I mean, it's difficult for me to imagine a Calidus impersonating an assassin from a different temple.
Yeah, that wouldn't make too much sense.
And impersonating a Space Marine is possible, difficult, but possible. If it's just between those two, I don't know. But
No. Out of all of our Xenos and everything on board our ship.
Okay.
Out of all the names that we got.
Out of everyone? Honestly, Sayura Lin makes a lot of sense because she wants to stay close to the Eldar. But also, here's the unusual pick.
Okay.
Chomp the Pelargir.
You know, I was going to say the Ogryn.
Boldy, someone says in the chat.
It's Boldy. They know what's up.
And here's one for you, Alexis. Elemental Exposure says, new drinking game. Whenever Alexis says, hear me out, take a shot. And whenever Ross says, it depends, take a shot, and then you'll die of alcohol poisoning.
I like how we both have catchphrases at this point.
Godzilla Rex says, the assassin is everyone, just at different times.
That could be true.
Ricardo Andre points out that Melkor's job description includes seer and interrogator. That's true. He's inherited for the warrant. That's also true. Technically, he's a Terran Night Lord, even though that doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Fighting words.
Me and Ricardo Andre disagree a lot, but we generally come together at the end, which is wild. So my opinion is that Terran Night Lords are distinct because they do not have the Nostraman culture backing them up, which is frankly responsible for, a significant portion of the Night Lords' identity as a legion, which is one of the, issues I have with them. So a Terran Night Lord wouldn't have that baggage. Now, granted, Terra was not exactly a great place to live either during the Unification Wars, but it was better than Nostramo under Conrad Kurz. So,
Was it though?
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say
barbarians.
I mean, parts of Terra were okay. I don't know. It's definitely questionable. Let's just say that it's questionable. However, it's important to point out that you could be a Terran Night Lord and actually you don't necessarily. You could be from Luna. You could be from somewhere in the system, like the Saturn or the moons. But here we go. At MTD121, Conrad brought peace and stability. I won't accept this slander. Yes, very good.
I have brought peace to my new empire.
And Micah points out it doesn't take a lot to be better than Nostramo. That's my point. Thank you, Micah.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot.
Now, right. I just want to mention really quickly, we are running low on time. So if you guys want to add to the the Rogue Trader entourage and come up with a cool character like a Kroot or a Slith, or you want to mess with Ross and make a Hrud and really irk him, for $20, you could make a member that will be a permanent member of our I keep wanting to say Inquisitorial entourage. It's Rogue Trader entourage, and you could come up with a story, and then we could discuss how they fit into the whole story of this Rogue Trader dynasty.
Yeah, this is your last chance. If we see something in the next 3 minutes, I'll add it. But after that, we're down to like the last bits. So, 3 minutes if you want to add another guy to the list here. We do have our Demiurge. I mean, what is our connection to the Votan, the Leagues of Votan?
I mean, it's got to be the mining thing.
The shipbreaking?
Right?
Well,
yeah.
Possibly. It could also be keeping an eye on Adeptus Mechanicus stuff, or it could be some sort of trade deal. It could also be that the Demiurge, I mean, they hate Tyranids and Gene Stealers, and we do have a twin-link Nova Cannon. It's possible that the Demiurge is constantly telling the Rogue Trader, hey, there's a Hive Fleet over there. You could just go blow it up a little bit. if you want. Although, alternatively, the Rogue Trader could have picked up the Demiurge. Like maybe he rescued him from the wreckage of ships or a planet that was under attack by the Tyranids.
Or the wreckage of a Space Hulk.
Or that. Where Gene Stealers are on board.
Yeah. And since, it is an Ironkin, the one that we're talking about specifically, we discussed that they were an Ironkin. So this is an abominable intelligence, but no one needs to know that. He just puts a helmet on and no one knows. But I love the idea that they're just sitting there like, hey, here's all of this cool tech and how to upgrade your ship, but I need to return to my people.
Zero Daimu at the last second. Retinue, a person whose shadow is possessed by Be'lakor, who has unknowingly come to the ship in order to get revenge on Boldy, because Boldy is the rock that was dropped on his head to kill him back in Fantasy that one time. Oh, and we got another one. The exiled one. Last Retinue member, Xenotech enthusiast, tech priest for Engineer Prime. Ooh.
I love it.
Modern member. They've got a Necron eyepiece and a persistent twitch whenever the orc makes their machine spirits fussy. And he's even got a name. I can't pronounce it, but it's something Theta. I love it. Love it. Okay, so I'm just going to call him Theta for now.
I love both of these. Oh my god. I am trying not to tell anybody about the Rogue Trader game so that they could experience it for themselves. I'm talking about the computer game from Owlcat. Especially Ross down there. I don't want to spoil things for him.
No, please don't. Yeah.
God, I want to talk about it though.
So Theta is modern, he says, and has a Necron eyepiece. That's interesting.
Oh, I actually really like that. I love the idea of because they go on to explain like the Necron living metal.
Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd
will
be really
eventually take them over.
And Zero Daimu, do you have a name for your shadow possessed person? Please let me know.
Wow, this person, our particular Rogue Trader might be a little bit more heretical than we thought.
Well, I don't think they know about Be'lakor. He hides very, very well. Remember that.
That is true.
He's a manipulator. He lives in the shadows, stealth. I mean, if he's on board the ship and he doesn't want anybody to find him, I can't imagine anybody would. Maybe the shadows here. Maybe.
Named demons tend to be able to hide really, really, really well. Like, if they have a name, they're pretty much undetectable until the plot demands it.
Boldy is the rock. So in Warhammer Fantasy, Be'lakor was at least once killed by a rock. For the full story, go check with Andy and Sotek, who will be happy to tell you all about it, I'm sure. The Night Lord and the Shadow Seer know that something wrong is about to happen. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So Boldy is the rock that was dropped on Be'lakor's head.
I love that. Also, Necroplayer is like the lucky Kriegsman doesn't have a name. I think that's fitting for the Kriegsman because they shouldn't have names because Kriegsmen are only given numbers. And I really like the idea that they just call them the Kriegsman because they never had a name. They were just like ID number.
That's a pretty good idea. So our shadow possessed person is Nautix, who is a sanctioned psyker. That's even better. Wow.
A sanctioned psyker possessed by Be'lakor.
Yeah, this is great.
Holy crap. There were each one of these characters is an entire story in itself for an entire game. I could make an entire setting based around the possessed Be'lakor.
Listen, if I ever need to have a Rogue Trader show up in one of my games, it's going to be the Crown Keeper, and it's going to be all of these weirdos on the ship, and my players are going to love it. I tell you what, this is a perfectly good thing to put into any Rogue Trader role-playing game, or even Dark Heresy would be a place you could have this thing show up, possibly even Death Watch. Imperium Maledictum, I believe, probably could have this, and Wrath of Glory. So this is a ship that could show up in just about anything except maybe Black Crusade.
Even Black Crusade because of Be'lakor.
Even that. So it is truly a pan RPG setting / group of NPCs / interesting adventure hooks. I think there's tons of it.
I love the idea that Be'lakor unintentionally protects the ship against chaos incursions because he wants to do it.
He's like, stay away, I got this. Godzilla Rex points out, the rogue trader, I am not calling you a bunch of numbers. Your name is Kriegsman now. Kriegsman, kill that man. Yes, sir.
Wait, they're shooting first. Runs out. The person's changing their magazine. Damn it!
It does say he has a very strong talent for survival.
He's blessed by Nuffle.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's cool.
Steps on a landmine. They look down. They're just like, yes, it is my time. And then they get tackled away from it, and it blows up the enemy that tackled them.
Our unnamed Skitarii is a lot of fun too, because they give them little kisses. They give the servo skulls little kisses, which I think is great. They're an observer from the Forge world. I really wonder how that works. I imagine they just get distracted a lot by the actual engineer, Theta. Theta's like, go over there and do something. Okay. They kind of get distracted.
Their hobby is probably making servo skulls out of dead crewmen.
Oh, like that a lot. Luchwork here says the misadventures if this dynasty meets Kane. Oh my god, yeah, that would be wild. Gathers crew skulls for servo skulls. That's pretty great.
Because this is something that tech priests can just do. As long as they have tech priests, yeah.
Tech priests can, yes.
As long as they have access to the technology to make it.
So the Skitarii could bring the tech priest skulls and say, can you please make a new friend?
Friend, there's just a swarm of skulls following them. They have them on little strings like balloons.
So I imagine right now, probably a lot of you are wondering why I'm so specific about the Skitarii cannot be a tech priest and a tech priest cannot be a Skitarii. Skitarii are basically techno-barbarians. They are warriors. They are guys who are really good at shooting stuff, at hitting stuff. And the tech priests are like, cool, we're going to make you guys our army. You're our soldiers. You're the guys who fight for us because we, the tech priests, we understand how technology works. And only we can truly interpret the will of the Omnissiah as to how that is done. You, Skitarii, have a role within our society. You are our warriors. You are our defenders, but you are not part of the tech priesthood. That is the difference between them. Skitarii probably will recognize technology, and maybe some of them could be like an assistant or something like that. But generally speaking, Skitarii are, I fight real well, I shoot real well, and I don't run away, which is why you brought me in and gave me all these cool cybernetics and gave me a gun and a horse that I can ride on Mars.
I absolutely love it.
So Micah points out that Skitarii are warrior servitors. Some are. There is a difference between Skitarii and servitors, to be clear. So, here we go. Super Orlok says, Heba 2 is friendly with the Kriegsman. You are already dead. People who are trying to kill him. Oh, so she like protects the Kriegsman with her poisons. I love it. Love it. Big fan. I can see a new webcomic about the Kriegsman and the assassin hanging out together.
I just love the idea that every time the Kriegsman does something that would kill them, some miracle happens to save them, but they view it as a curse. I love the idea. They step on a landmine. They get tackled out of the way. The enemy that tackled them blows up. They get a grenade thrown at them. The way it hits the ground, the pin is still like perfectly in. And they're just like, What?
A Kriegsman and an assassin together, they fight crime. I agree. So we're at our the end of our show here. We got like 2 minutes left. What would your final thoughts be on this, Alexis?
I planned for absolutely nothing, and I am surprised by everything.
You guys, this is fantastic.
I really thought we were going to get Kroot, Slith, a fishman.
Which we did. We did get a fishman.
We did get a fishman. And maybe like a psyker or two. And I expected a space marine. Instead, we got an elf, a weeaboo, a Reddit mod.
Oh my god. A Kriegsman.
A goth tech priest with a whole bunch of balloon skulls.
Sorry, but yes.
Yeah, the luckiest Kriegsman in the galaxy. 2 beastmen that just love animals.
Lichler Kears asks, this is the third Let's Build, and which one do we like the most? Our favorite? This is my favorite so far of the 3.
Oh, what were
but
the
they're all
other
good.
2?
The Cackling Death and the Gorgon's Talons. The Space Marine and the Chaos Space Marines.
God.
They're all cool. They're all cool, but I like this one the most.
I think I like the Gorgon's Talons the best. Because just because of it's so unusual, and it took me by such surprise. The peacock thing is so cool, but the Cackling Death is also really cool. This took me by surprise because there's a Venom Assassin. That's fucking awesome.
They're all unique in their own way, and they're all great in their own way. I'm a Rogue Trader guy. This is kind of a Rogue Trader thing, so it's natural that I like this one the most. But I like.
Wait a second. This one wins for both of us. There's a twin like Nova cannon.
True. All right, guys, that's the end of our show today. I want to say I was very, very surprised and very, very pleased. This is the kind of collaborative creation that I love the most, and I will absolutely use this in my Rogue Trader game if we can.
The amount of storytelling in this and this alone is crazy. I might add some of the ideas from this into the sci-fi setting that I'm writing because it's so unusual and gives such good insight into character development and building that I would never think of. It's fantastic. I love it. And just remember, everybody, in the grim darkness of the far future,
there is only lore. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Love you guys.
We'll be back on Saturday. See you then.